In 2024, the USA Curling National Championships come to the New York metropolitan area, and we are past the midway point of the round-robin play as we get set for Draw 5 on the women's side from American Dream in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Rink at American Dream is our site, and as we take a look at the standings on the women's side, it is Sarah Anderson, Tabitha Peterson, Delaney Strauss, all at 3-1, and the Peterson team is the one we feature here this morning, going up against Christine McMakin at 2-2. So an opportunity for McMakin to get a win and pull level on a record of 3-2 with the reigning national champions. And you can see for Tabitha Peterson that 3-1 mark, and a team that suffered a setback in their first game against Sarah Anderson but bounced back, including a big win yesterday over Delaney Strauss. So it's been some exciting curling, and for Christine McMakin, well, they get to see what they can do against one of the top teams here in this competition. Along with 2018 gold medal winner Tyler George, I'm Joe Tollison. Glad you've joined us this morning. This is the first of 3 that we will bring you here today. And as we get set, the challenges, the expectations if you're Christine McMakin, and you know the pressure, but also the excitement to go up against one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, we see a moving day coming up for these teams. We got Cousins and Ryan on sheet A, Anderson, Shields sheet B, Delaney Strauss, Rachel Workin sheet D, and of course our feature game on sheet C, Tabitha Peterson, Christine McMakin. 3 teams at 3-1, 3 at 1-3, and 2 in the middle of the pack at 2-2. Those 3-1 teams are going to try to pull away and secure one of those top 4 spots. 1-3 teams at the bottom, not out of the competition yet, maybe having to run the table to have a chance to make the playoffs. 2-2 obviously could go either way, but no team eliminated from this competition as of yet. This is a big day. 2 games for all the teams involved. Moving day, just like they say in golf.
We'll see what occurs here, but for a team like Christine McMakin to, you know, the challenge that going up against one of the top teams in the country presents, facing Tabitha Peterson, but also the excitement to see, you know, how you measure up against the best.
And for Team McMakin, it's not really about do they have the talent to compete. It's about can they string together enough good ends and good shots. We see the flashes of brilliance from them. In particular, Christine McMakin with some big shots in the games that we had earlier in the competition. They can play with anybody here. They just need to do it more consistently. And for Tabitha Peterson, some ups and downs, maybe not quite playing to the level that they expect, but that's not unusual for the beginning of a competition, even for the top teams. They're far enough into the tournament now where they expect to play sharp. This is where you see teams like Tabs really kick things into gear now with these 2 games today. They're looking to get to 5-1 by the end of the day, no question. They are still the favorites, the front runners. We expect them to come out firing this morning.
Well, you look at those top 3 teams. Anderson defeated Peterson to open up this tournament. Yesterday we mentioned Peterson over Strauss. And then our second women's game this evening at 7 Eastern, 6 Central is Strauss and Anderson. So we'll see how everything works out with those top 3 clubs. And again, by the end of today, we'll know a lot more on what the playoff picture will look like.
Yeah, only 3 games left on the women's side, so today is a huge day for everybody involved. I would expect Tab to come out firing early here.
Like a 90, 95 short?
I'm going to predict a center guard even, too. Well, I heard 90, so maybe they go top 4. I think that's a split time for coming in the house. Maybe Tab wanting to get comfortable with things first.
76. Line's good. 7. I think it'll be okay on its own.
We hear a lot of different numbers, Tyler.
76 was the first one we heard, yeah.
Well, no, but we hear 4.3, we hear a 13.8, we hear, and now you're throwing out a 70 or an 80. When you're talking 70, 80, what does that number represent compared to some of the hog-to-hog time that we get when we get a 13.8 or a 14.5?
Yeah, that high number, the 70, 80, would be the split time, so that's a 3.70 or 3.80. We're looking at usually about a 4 to get to the button right now, so no surprise that went a little bit deep. The 13.8s, the 14s, that's the hog-to-hogs. We're talking the time it takes to get from one hog line to the other.
Clean.
And that's the most accurate time for timing stones, as it doesn't matter who's throwing it once it's out of the shooter's hand. All those times are the same. You see a hit there played by Cora Farrell's squad. Cora skipping and throwing last rocks for Team McMakin this week. So conservative start for both sides. A lot of times if that first rock goes to the back of the 8-foot, you see the team with hammer go to a corner. It's not really a dangerous stone, but McMakin wanting to get a feel for the conditions for the morning draw. And if you're going to see a change in things, overnight is when it'll happen. Usually this is the fastest game of the day with regard to the speed of the ice early in the morning.
Second stone from burrito chef extraordinaire Claire Moore.
The best of the best. She wasted no time in making sure we knew she was the one that made, for those that didn't listen earlier in the week, the greatest breakfast burrito I've ever had in my life. When her and Lance Wheeler were helping the junior camp we run out in Denver, Colorado.
So finally have a guard out in front of the house.
With the rollout by Becca Hamilton on her takeout, that allows McMakin to go to the corner. So Peterson now following suit with a center guard of their own, trying to pull the game to the center of the sheet.
It's close. 5.
Tara Peterson expecting an inspired game from her today, with husband John Zimmer showing up in the facility. About 50 feet to my right. You're up top in the booth.
First stone of the morning for Jenna Bercheski.
Trying to hit and stick on the center guard. Rolls over to a corner. They'd be just fine with that, but over curls and rolls off. Might see Tab go right up to the corner and peel that off. Now that we're past 5 rock. Now they're going to stay a little more aggressive and go to the center guard.
No, same. We swept it.
The more broadcast-friendly call.
This is more. 3. Line's a little tighter. 2.5.
This rock really curling hard and going to cross the center line if they want to get it tight.
It's fine. Good spot,
That
Tara.
cuts off the draw path a little bit for the corner guard, though.
Yeah.
And now switching gears is Farrell, drawing under this rock, as it's not on the center line, so they're not really afraid of that protecting the button for a possible steal. Don't mind the call here.
Line is good. Top 8. Top 8 is good.
Just that 1.5 foot of difference making
Top 8, top
the decision easier for Farrell based on the line.
All right. Heavy. Bring it back here then.
Coming down, coming down, coming down.
Turning over nicely. Should bury a good piece.
Okay. That's good.
Didn't want to sweep it too much more and go behind the tee line. That's a good spot.
This is just above tee line. So
Midway through this first end. A couple of takeouts to start it. And now Corey Teesey.
Line's good. Short's okay. Got a little room.
Corey playing the intern
Got a little
freeze
room.
on this
Careful,
rock in the top of the 4 foot.
Whoa, for line.
Good chance to get an early rhythm with draw weight here.
Okay, line. It's not quite on it yet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 14.
Needs to finish
No
up.
bounce. Finish. No bounce. Finish. Great judge. Good judge.
Really nicely done there by
Unlock
Corey.
this.
Good read by the sweepers.
To like hack here. Okay. Hack.
Here, hack the call from Farrell. They want to unlock that yellow stone, sit on top of the red, but still keep the yellow in the house.
Room. Whoa. 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 Curl. Yes. Curl. 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 Hard curl. Hard curl. Hard.
pretty good shot there.
12.
Red poking out a little bit, sitting
No.
second and third from McMakin. Good way to set up a big end.
I don't love that.
Nice weight by
No,
Christine.
I like hitting it. Yep. 10-5. Yeah. I like 9-5. 9-5? Yeah. Okay.
So the strategy here then for Tabitha Peterson is you've talked through the week about getting rocks in the house, but also from a standpoint of not having the hammer, being able to move stuff around if you can to avoid a big end.
Hard back.
Yeah, early in the game, they don't want to get themselves into too much trouble letting Yellow Rocks stack up in the house. Just playing the hit. This is really curling, though. A little redirect off their own.
Yep.
Loses one yellow, but maybe an opportunity now for Farrell to
Okay.
play a hit and roll, either make the double roll or possibly both, depending on the weight they play. Roll is the biggest thing here. If they can get under cover, doesn't matter if they're shot rock right now, but possible to get both, that roll and the double.
Close.
Christine
Yeah.
McMakin's second stone of this first end.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Very close on line here.
Yes. Hard. Go, Cora. Go. Okay.
Well, sitting at least one. Really good result there. Overcurl just a hair, almost made the double and roll, but they are sitting shot rock. Taking a look to see who's second.
Just freeze.
That might have been second for sure, but that red
just a
stone at
little
the back
further over
spun
than
back a
mine
little bit.
was.
Right
A
at the
bit of
end.
a
That's about
spin
edge,
there.
right?
Sometimes the curling gods are on your side early. Doesn't mean you trust them for later in the game, though.
You want to be all the way to it, Tab? Yeah, we can be. Yeah.
This angle, it looks as though red might be second. Doesn't change the shot, though, for Tab Peterson playing the intern freeze. Doesn't need to be right on that stone. As long as they bury a good piece in the 4-foot, they have that yellow as a jam stone as well.
Tabitha Peterson's first, as we are now at skip stones.
Line's good. Light's better than heavy. Right here. Line's good. Okay, it's got a curl. Still running. It's Tara's
Not
rock.
curling yet. Usually that means that it's a little heavy. Need this to
14-3.
finish.
Tara, if you can. Yep, both of you. Yep, come on,
Yeah,
go.
weight's just fine.
Hard. Go. Okay.
Really good spot there. Tough to dig that out without jamming on your own.
Weight came in. Okay. I had a 12 on yours. Okay.
I think
I'll
maybe
put-
they
do you
can
like
get
12.5 here?
close to nose with
Okay.
hack. It's
12.5.
really tight to that guard to not jam on yellow. Worth a go.
Yellow rock.
Would this qualify as the Christmas tree lineup that you talked about?
Pretty much is.
And what's the advantage of that?
Well, you'd need another one to be in there above the one that's
Okay.
in the
Get up to
4-foot
nose
to
if
be
you
a
can.
Christmas tree for the advantage to come into play. So you can only hit so much of any of the stones you can see. We saw a little mishap there in the hack with a red rock waiting for Cora Farrell, not a yellow one. But she spotted it and got it switched up.
So Cora Farrell with an intern.
Yes.
She's on a tight track right now, but needs to be really close to the guard to make it. Sweeper's going hard.
Okay.
Oh,
Just hairs it.
Every bit.
See if it sits.
Okay.
Goes back into the 12-foot,
12.
so doesn't outcount the red in the back eights. Moved that guard a little bit.
Can't really.
but does that open up an opportunity here for Tab Peterson?
Right. You guys
Tab
like
is
guarding?
in protection mode
Just
right
nice and
now.
tight.
I like it tight.
Yeah.
Those two reds
Yeah.
are lined up for a
this
double
isn't
if it's left
horrible,
open
'cause if
for
we
a
give her
pile
double,
for
as well-
McMakin.
If it's here, it's only for two, like, or
Yeah.
gems.
Yeah, I like tight. feel like edge is going to be close.
Okay, I agree
You
with
think?
that. Yeah.
Throwing another in the house here, it's really precise placement for a spot where you'd outcount the number 2 for yellow, but still protect your own from a tap for 2. So Tab is going to play the guard instead. I think this is the correct call. Just throwing it tight to the house.
All right, you ready to?
I'm not sure there's much of an opportunity for more than one that isn't too big a risk for McMakin if they play this. Could end up forcing the draw for 1.
Final stone of the end for Tabitha Peterson.
Clean.
Hold on.
Yep,
don't
go
kill the
ahead,
line.
Becca. Careful.
And it's an
Low
in-turn
line's
draw.
okay. Careful. Line's good.
Just trying to get to a tight guard.
Go. Tara, you
Don't want it
gotta
any
go.
deeper
Tara,
than
you gotta
3.
go.
Needs to finish up.
Where is it?
Should be okay for line.
Yep, keep going. Yes, hard. Yep. Hard. Go.
You're good.
It was all the way in the house, but on a good angle.
Being able to
Is
get
it-
all 3 of them for 4.
Yeah, there is a possible triple
close
for
to
3
it.
here now with this in the
It
Like-
looks
house.
like it goes into that yellow, though.
This
And
one?
how much
No,
of that
it
was, you
goes
said
under.
before, about 3?
But I don't think you catch
So
this one. I
just
think it would
outside the
It'll
house.
only be for 1.
And
Yeah.
how much of that is a change?
Wow.
Because all of a sudden it was go, and
Because-
it was almost like we need to try and get
Yeah.
it deeper into the house
Could try
now.
it. If you
Well,
throw it
Almost
hard
to
enough, you
freeze
could
because we
definitely
didn't
get
get
it
the
to go.
shot we
Well,
wanted.
Well, they were trying to get for
Yeah.
line.
No, let's
They
just
needed
do
to
this.
cover their own up
I like it.
first, so they were turning it to make sure they
4-5 or
protected their own.
4-3.
Yeah.
There was
this is a little further out than
a
we've
little
been.
bit of a
I think
risky
I like a 14.
shot for 3 if they wanted to try the
What'd
triple,
you like
but
for 2
they
lines?
think that at least one of the Reds may jam on a yellow if they hit this in the right spot.
Like a
So they're just
4-2
going to draw for
3.
1. Crisis averted for Peterson.
Last rock for Team McMakin. It's Cora Farrell, who's calling the house and
It's
throwing
close.
last stones.
I'm good with the draw.
Almost seemed like she was having second
4-3
thoughts
here.
there. Is there enough risk reward early in the game like this to go ahead and try that?
There is if you think that it's there, and they're not sure it is. So they're just going to draw.
I don't think you need to.
Okay, line's a little
I
tight.
don't think you need
No,
it.
line's good.
This looks like plenty of weight right now. Still gliding a little bit. Don't know that this is going to stop in
Right,
time.
that's okay. 12, yeah, 12-9. Yeah,
12-9, yeah, that's about through the house weight. So steal for Peterson after things got a little dicey for a while, but they get the single.
So first end, a steal for Tabitha Peterson. 1-0, second end coming up.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Back at American Dream, we are just underway in the first of 3 today. 2 on the women's side, 1 on the men's side. And a steal in the first end for Tabitha Peterson against
6.
Christine McMakin.
Okay, weight's nice. Full 4. Starting to curl. We're good.
Yeah, the weight's
First
nice.
stone is on its way
You know.
from Becca Hamilton.
Yeah.
Kind of an up and down first end for both teams with changing gears 2-3 times from defense, offense, offense, defense.
Let's throw a nice guard here.
First one for Hamilton goes the back of the 8s again. The first end, they had Claire Moores hit that stone. Second end, now they're going right to the corner guard.
Wait if you can.
Halfway.
Those little things, Joe, make a big
You haven't
difference in
crossed
who's
center
able
yet.
to
There
be
it
the
goes.
aggressor. They may have thrown the corner even if that was in the top of the forefoot, but it's a much less concerning stone in the back of the
Keep it
eights.
moving, 5-8, keep it moving.
So
You have
pretty
a good
easy
one, you
decision
have a
there
good
for
one.
Farrell to go to a corner guard.
That's good.
Good.
Now the first end, how much of that was more let's get used to the ice
Nice.
so we can trade some hits and stuff and figure it out? And
That's the end you expect to see that in the most. Just trying to get comfortable. Again, this is the exact same situation as you saw in the first end,
Right.
and this time opting to throw the corner. Obviously, it's a 1-0 score instead of 0-0, but yeah, I think they just wanted to throw a couple simple shots, get their feet underneath them, and that's not uncommon in the least bit.
Come on, get it deeper. Get
But
it
after
deeper.
playing the first, now they got the speed, they have the conditions. Non-threatening rock in the back of the eights, go right to the corner guard, absolutely the right call.
and now a center guard right on that line,
What do you have on that one?
5.
Okay. Yeah.
so you can't tick it off. But at the same point, while there is a point to steal, it is the first end. Let's not make too big a deal out of that. After all, yesterday,
Coffee.
Miranda Shield was up
right now.
6-zip after the
Running.
second end and
Running.
ended up coming up short.
Hasn't curled yet. To them.
Nothing against Team
Straight.
Shield, but
We're
rallying
raising
from
it
a
again.
big
Straight.
deficit
We're
against
above the
Tabitha
flag.
Peterson.
Okay.
Probably a little different than
Okay.
the young
That's
Charges.
fine.
Sure.
3-7.
A wonderful comeback by
And a
Rachel
15-7.
Workin
Swing
yesterday.
T-line.
Never give up. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. You can give up in curling. Sometimes we prefer that you do if there's a large deficit, but
But don't give up after the first or second end.
well, you can't, fortunately. I had a game I gave up after 2 ends once in a Bonspiel because there's no restrictions outside of playdowns.
Wait,
Okay.
But it was
Wait, no.
enough of a lead
Whoa,
and
whoa, whoa,
enough
whoa,
of the fact that my team really didn't want to be out there anymore. I think it was
5-6.
against
Stop
Ben
calling,
Jukic
guys. Hey, really gotta finish.
forever
Looks like
ago.
it's coming
Ben
down
became a
to
professional baseball player, so he
14-2.
made
Should be close. Come
pretty
on,
good
right
decision
on.
there.
Go, 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 go. It's looking really good.
I think it was 8-0 or something after 2. And that was enough curling for the day for us. Nice draw by Tara Peterson right to the top of the fours, surrounding that
Straight
yellow
peel
stone.
is fine too. Yep.
Cora doesn't like the way these are set up with these angles, so going to peel, open things up.
That task falls to Jenna Bercheski
Yes. Yep. Yep.
because we are
Clean.
5 rocks in. Everything's
yep,
fair
yep.
game.
Watch the yellow. Okay. Okay. Good throw.
Maybe. Okay. It's nice speed here.
Tab's going to replace that, try to make Cora waste a few more stones.
Two and a half. 2. Line's good. 2 and a half. Little higher than your broom. Curl back. Gotta curl. Finish it. Yep. Finish it. Yep. Go, go,
Tara's
go, go,
guard
go, go,
just
go,
trying
go.
to get
Yep.
to a 3 again.
Hard, 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 hard. You gotta go. You gotta
Tight
go.
guard,
Go.
dead
And it-
in front of that pile.
And as simple as it sounds, when you say 3 feet in front of the house.
3 is just total distance. So we do this in areas. A high guard is a 1,
Okay.
and back line is a 10. So everything is just in stages between those numbers. 1 is high guard, 2 middle guard, 3 tight guard.
Needs to work.
4 is top 12s,
It really
5
needs
top
to
8,
curl.
6 top 4, 7 T-line,
Uh,
8 back 4,
straight.
9
Whoa, curl,
back
curl,
8,
curl.
and 10
Get
back
it
12.
off.
I'm glad I asked.
Straight,
So it has
straight,
nothing to
straight.
do with
Tap,
actual
take it
distance
back.
for
Yep,
numbers.
yep,
It's
yep.
just
Sweep it.
think
Okay.
of it like
Right.
a scale.
14.
1 being the highest, 10
Try
being the
tapping
farthest
it
away,
with the intern.
while still in play.
What?
Yeah. You think we can tap it a bit with the intern?
It's an easier way to communicate quickly as opposed to
I don't know. What
saying
else? What do you guys think?
top 4, top 8. Even more brevity. It's
Even just
5.
like a freeze is okay.
just doesn't finish super hard.
Yeah, or we could just like freeze in there again. I don't have any of it, so it does look a little hard to tap, but if we freeze and kind of line up an angle, maybe we
Now, Corey Tisi
can run it in later.
coming down to talk to Tabitha Peterson because Tisi is the one who's going to throw these stones.
Yeah, it looks harder now.
Yes.
I like getting another one in.
I think we want to show some so we can use it.
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
Although it's probably just jamming right now, but.
Could go this way, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys like?
What's the discussion here?
It's just
It's just about if they
They're
want to
probably
go
still
on the
playing
offensive or
Southern,
continue
but it's harder
to
now.
just protect what they
Guards.
have. They have no problem with a
so
force. I like
Terrace
this
is
call
14-2,
here.
so
In-turn freeze, stack another one on top of your own. You're really setting yourself up at least to force McMakin to one, but when the rocks are stacked like this, you want your opponent to be the one that tries to move them around.
Yep, line.
They're happy with leaving these just as they are because of the draw paths and
Wall back. Yep.
because of their control they have at the top of the forefoot. They don't want to wreck the guard though.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, curl. What? Wait, not a big bell.
Too bad. Don't think there's enough of that red to slash with the weight they need to lose a bunch. They can jumble these up a little now.
Here. Okay.
Can you run that red guard just back into him if you really want to bust it up?
Okay.
Well, you're running their stone into a pile where you're going to move your own around.
Okay.
So they'd probably just peel if they were going to do that, but they're going to try to hit the one in the house as much as they can see. So there is a little space between that red and the top of the button and the yellow #1 counter.
Yes! Yes!
So they want to get this as tight to the guard as they can.
Whoa! Come on!
And they
Just
do.
like
That's
that.
good.
Really well done. And that was the issue with the bump.
Good sweeping.
When they were playing that freeze, it bumped off enough and changed the angle so that that double was there. Tab only wanted that to come freeze to that stone and not move the angles.
And
yeah, be a little less.
explain to people how big a difference it is to have just that little bit of space in between the stones and not frozen right next to it.
Yeah, you can pick that stone off and not move your own because of the space between them.
It's a little less. Stay close for line, Becca.
Yep.
Hard, Becca.
And now Corey Tisi
Hard, you
second.
gotta go, Becca.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yep.
whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
Where's
Whoa.
the weight? Whoa. Tara.
Corey just trying to replace where that red was. Freeze on the yellow stone. A little tap, but a good spot. And that got close enough to the guard that that's okay to move it a little bit.
Okay.
Like
Good
that.
angle again.
Do that port, maybe.
Farrell calling for the out-turn draw through the staggered port. Difficult shot,
Port here.
but sets up a great angle if they can make it. And you're okay with tapping this red a little bit now too. You might need to throw enough to tap in order to get through the port and stay on the angle they want.
And Christine McMakin's final stone of this second end. She is throwing third.
Let it work. Where? Curl. Close. Curl. Curl. Straight now. Straight. Straight. Hard. Straight. Right to it. Right to it.
Well, through the port.
Just a little bit of a misread on the path of that stone, calling for it to curl, turning it over, and now crosses all the way to the opposite side.
Good. You probably
They
have
wanted that
like
to stay
here.
on the right side of
I don't think
that
you have to
stone, the
throw a
center
ton of
line
weight,
side,
though.
and set up an angle maybe to move that red.
And the shooter rolls off.
You think the
don't
call
mind
of
if you
curl
just
may
go,
have
like,
been
back
from
line and
what
try
she
to
was
stick
seeing? She's
your
afraid she'd hit the guard.
Shooter right
Well,
here.
they thought they
and
needed
just
to curl to get
this
through
back
the
to
hole
here.
Yeah.
to the line they were playing.
that?
They just misread the line.
Half. You like back?
Guard. No. Yeah, I like it. I'm just thinking if we guard, but. I mean, they have this kind of.
So down to skip stones in the second end.
Tap what?
This.
Oh, that's hard. But I like getting another one in, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
same.
Okay. So back line.
Back line. I like that. there?
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it's not going crazy here.
I like getting another one in, said Corey Teasy.
Yeah, there's, looks like yellow is first
Right,
and
right.
third.
Back line?
Having another one frozen on that yellow is probably your best guard at this point. I wouldn't want to leave the rocks sitting the way they are right now because it's possible they could come through that port and chip that red out. Can't see much of it, but the way it curls, you could get to it.
Whoa! Hold on. Whoa!
So an in-turn draw from
Whoa!
Tabitha Peterson
Whoa!
here in the second
Whoa,
end.
close!
I wouldn't mind if this
Yes,
overburies
back up!
too, if it gets by the guard and
Whoa,
actually crosses the
close.
top
Yeah.
rock a little bit.
Whoa, whoa,
I think they're going to
whoa.
move them too.
Yep, go Tara Pitt. Go, 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 go.
Get shot rock on a nice angle too.
Looks like it goes right onto the yellow, right? It goes onto this yellow, but I don't know if that is bad. Like, I think if you can get low on it, you know, at all.
Here. Where does
I think
this
you have to
go?
get as close to nose as you can.
Yeah.
Yep. To try and leave our yellow in a good spot too.
What weight like to get there?
Bumper?
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Is that enough? Just 11.5?
Yep. Because
Okay.
I think if we leave stuff in the back of the button, that's okay.
Yeah.
So they definitely want to move these rocks and try to take red out of count.
Close to nose.
Sit
Yeah.
shot rock. And you heard 11.5, meaning they want to play close
Maybe
to
a
backboard
touch
weight.
more.
Okay.
Enough to jumble these up. And you heard him say it's okay to leave stuff on the back of the forefoot. As long as that angle's still good with
11.5,
wherever
and
their
we want to
shooter
get
ends
close
up,
to nose.
they should be able to stay shot
So that
rock
should
no
be
matter
nice.
what. And with the 3 rock transfer, they need to play at least board weight just to make sure that those rocks move enough to get shot.
First stone for Cora Farrell here on the second end.
Whoa!
And an in-turn and
Close! Yep!
see
Whoa!
if she can shake it
whoa.
up just enough to get shot.
Curl!
Whoa, close.
Curl!
Be a little softer than what they thought. Need to go to move these stones
No
too.
roll on it. No roll. Good. That's really good.
I think that angle worked out really good.
So she's got this right now.
Looks as though if they ever try to hit the top yellow, that the yellow is just going right into that
think
back
so.
red.
Yeah.
All depends on who's shot. It looks like
I think red shot right
red
there.
might be, but still angled good. Maybe a little unlucky with where that rock spun in the back of the
Yeah,
fours.
But our red's not going anywhere either.
No,
Ooh, no.
no.
That's really dicey. Yeah.
So holding shot, what's the option here for Tabitha Peterson?
I think you ever try to get through the port and like tap this? But if you get through the port, you're tapping it.
Right. Or if
There's
I. or
2
if-
shots to score right now for McMakin as is. 1 shot for 2,
She
1
hits
for
this.
1.
Get 3.
Yeah.
She can easily get through that hole and just hit the red for 2.
Yeah.
So that's the shot you want to make sure they don't
That's-
have.
We have to decide what weight we want
Right.
to throw. I'm throwing the
You can
guard.
concede the shot for 1
I
on the
don't think I
intern
wanna
side, the
throw
same
guards
one
on
that
the
Agreed.
eight,
Agreed.
they just played.
top 12.
Do you want to just throw the straight guard then? That might be easier.
Yeah, like a 3-4. I think is fine. I don't.
Yeah, I
really
think
want it
that's
too
what they're
high.
going to do.
I'd rather
They're
have it.
they're content with
I
giving
just don't
1
want it to
in this
overcurl, and
situation.
you still leave her
Copy
this
that.
port.
She has the room.
Right, but I
If I
think
come
this is a hard spot to get to though, with the port there. I think you're going to end up curling too far. Yeah, she's going to have that regardless, right?
Can also
probably
play an
easier.
intern heavy draw
Just
around the
easier.
outside of the red
Say I
guard,
clip
chip
off
off
the
that and
outside
roll
guard,
in a little bit, try to
and
take
run
both shots
that
away.
Guards it a little bit. If I clip off that guard.
Probably still going to have a shot for 1 regardless though.
Would that be enough to take away the shot for 2?
That's the most important thing, is you'd have to chip
she
in
have
and
anything
take
she
away a
wants to
piece of
do,
that
though.
port.
She does.
But I
Yeah,
think it
I think it
clips
guards,
this.
guard clips it, yeah. I don't mind the freeze.
I like getting another one.
Yeah, yeah. And I think if we're clipping, we just clip that red one thick, right?
I think we want it,
If
whatever
we're not
we
around.
do, thin is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Carrie
bit of a
said-
risk here for Peterson trying to come
I
through
like
the
it.
hole. This is not an easy port to navigate. They're trying to just freeze to that yellow stone. I think there's still a shot for one with the in-turn tap, so I'm not sure what they think they're accomplishing
So just
by
update
coming
with
through
weights,
the
'cause
port.
If we're gonna rack a guard, we kind of rather rack it.
If
Like
they just
thicker,
throw the guard on
stay
that
there,
hole, then
you know what I mean?
I think it's the same result as if
So what
they
do I need?
come through, but still trying to come through the port.
So Tabitha Peterson, last rock in the second end, to try and minimize what
Line's good. Nope, nope.
Cora Farrell and
Easy for
Team
line.
McMakin can do on their last stone.
Whoa, for line, Becca. Becca.
Hold on.
You gotta go, Becca. Hard, Becca.
Whoa.
Hard, Becca. Go, go,
What
go,
you were
go,
saying
go,
about a
go.
guard, do they really have to go? They need to get by
This
the
is fine.
guard.
That ends up being a guard.
But is that so horrible?
Well, the
I
result's
think
great.
It might,
I'm not sure
agree.
what they
Yeah.
would have
I think
accomplished by getting through in the
that's
first
way
place.
Easier.
Maybe thinking
This
that
is there for one though. If you really just want to score, that's there.
I like this.
Okay.
yeah, maybe they were
You also
thinking
have it
Farrell
with the
was
7,
going to play
if you
this
think that's
angle run.
easier. Now that she ticked it.
I'm thinking this
You
way.
like that one? Okay.
You could see from over
It
the
looks like you
top
only have half
who's
of it
sitting
now is the
what,
only thing.
so we can tell how many they're actually throwing for
I
if they
just-
play this angle run.
The 7 looks easier now that she
Okay.
ticked it.
Okay.
Yeah, it could maybe be for 3 if you hit it just right.
Yeah.
You got to get pretty tight
like
to the guard to
9-5
make it
here.
in the first
I like it.
place.
It looks like it's just high.
This is definitely a risk-reward shot. You don't make it,
I
you
like
could
that.
give up
Maybe a touch more.
another steal and go down 2-0, but maybe if you hit this at just the right angle, well, they're actually playing the higher one
I was
now.
going to say, they play the
9-5,
high
we
one, or
want
do they
hit
want
it
to play
just
the
high.
stone
Yeah,
just
this
at the top of
is-
the house?
Based on where those are sitting, this is actually there for 3. As that back
This
rock,
9-5.
we thought that red might be actually out counting the yellow in the back 8, but I think this is for
That
3,
was
so
a
that would be the
five,
reason
so
to have
nice.
another
I
one in the
think that's
house
fine.
if you were Tab.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference. I don't think they'd play this if it was for 2, which is why we thought they'd just play that tap on the other side and no reason to come in. But now, yeah, this is a run for 3. They need to make contact with that other red and have them both spill out on
Could
the
be a
angle they're throwing.
Big moment here for Cora Farrell with her last rock of the second end.
It's really close. Needs to get up a little bit.
Yes! Get it. Get it.
Looks good. Great shot.
Great.
So
That is
3 for Team McMakin.
Yeah, just that rock being third count in the back of the 8-foot made all the difference in that decision. Great shot. Playing to win the game. Well done.
So McMakin counters the steal in the first with 3 of their own in the second and lead 3-1 with the third end coming up. And Steve's Curling Supplies, America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years, is proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, we have all of the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. And right now, you save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USA Curling 10 at checkout. That's stevescurling.com for all your curling needs. Back at American Dream as we start the third end. With McMakin up on Peterson 3-1. And the first stone coming from Claire Moores.
Just trying to throw to a tight guard with the 2-point lead and keep the pressure on. That's about as tight as they get there.
You think that's on, Cora?
That would be the 3 7/8. But they're going to take a look and see if it's on or not.
Yeah, right away, Tabitha Peterson, is that on for us? So you know what she wants to do.
This is on.
And Cora agrees that it.
I have to go this way. I don't know what I am doing.
So a couple staggered guards.
Oh, I don't like that.
Tab
Just
looks
straight
like she
around.
wants to
Yeah.
split, but yeah, with the way those guards are staggered, I think you want to just get in first, maybe top 8s.
That was a little late.
5. 4.
And second stone here
Really hard.
from Becca Hamilton.
Yeah, this short, so gonna stagger again up top.
And that first stone, when they agreed that it was on, that was a perfect example for people. Just because you saw white doesn't mean you're clear, because the surface of the stone underneath is smaller than the full width.
Yeah,
of the
it's
stone.
all about the over-the-top
great.
view.
Yeah.
Only
If you
for
can
weight.
see anything between the stone
You're holding it out there.
and the house
It needs to curl.
from looking over the top, it's not about if
then.
actual
Side.
granite
Stop
is
it.
touching
Okay, both
the
of you.
paint. It's all about the
4, 5,
overhead
hard for
view.
the curl. I got it, Claire.
Go. Hard to bury it. You're burying a piece.
Now,
you're burying
Jenna
a piece. Go
Bercheski,
for it,
they're
go,
trying
go,
to
go,
bury,
go.
and they're just not going to get enough.
4, 5.
Maybe a missed opportunity for Farrell to get underneath. Tab's still thinking, we don't like this setup, we're going to bail, go to the next end. Little surprised, the 2-point deficit, and fairly straightforward hit and roll on that rock in the top of the 4s.
Instead, Tara Peterson does indeed break everything up.
Well, good result there. 2 corner guards out of
Guard
it. The middle
this.
now open, so really good shot by Tara.
I thought I heard a 14-3.
But you still would have preferred the hit and roll? Just stack some numbers up in the house?
Well, if I knew the rocks were going to react that way and end up with 2 corners, then I think that's a perfect shot. The other option is just to try to get underneath, but you're going under 3 centers.
Close. No,
Halfway, we're pretty
curl.
high. We're
It will
pretty
come.
high.
Easy.
We're pretty high.
Close. Go ahead, Ben. Yep, both of you.
Curl.
Both of you. Hard. Hard. Go. Good.
Okay.
And a center guard to protect that shot stone in the house.
Yeah, pretty much completely buried. The nice thing for Peterson is if they keep replacing this guard, if they leave a piece of the rock open on either side, they can play a bump and roll under either corner. So these guards need to be perfect.
And Tara Peterson
Can make the run.
That over curls. Maybe accidental run back from Tara there.
Good. Yep.
Right around.
But a very good result, obviously.
Room right now.
Let it work.
McMakin playing the outturn draw, trying to get
Line's
underneath Team Peterson's
Always
stone
curl.
instead of their own.
Always curl. Curl.
This is the side of the sheet that we saw more curl on last night. It looks to be running a little straight right now. Twice in a row now. Farrell didn't quite get that to curl enough to bury. Something to keep an eye on going forward.
Yeah. Okay.
and first stone of the end for Corey Teesing.
Just a little big with my release.
What point? Because we've talked during the week, Tyler, about
Good judge.
setting up to score, maybe setting up to blank.
Good judge.
Is there a break-even point where Tab Peterson has to say we're going down one path or the other?
it's less about when it happens more than just or as much as the setup of the stones. They have multiple rocks they can use to go underneath, and they have enough of this to play hack and try to roll under the corner. That's the worst case, just a touch, leave the guard there and go by, but they definitely had enough of that to play the soft hit and try to roll to the corner. And with a 2-point deficit too, it's much different than playing tied or down 1, where maybe you're thinking still, well, blank is fine. This is a more aggressive end for them, where they would much prefer to score a 2 than to blank.
And Christine McMakin. An out-turn draw here. Can she get it to freeze against that other stone?
And this one hangs straight too, and they sit right next to each other.
That one's
Really not getting much curl on that
Okay.
side.
That's okay.
Could probably make it that way.
Hey, whatever you're seeing,
You can make it both ways.
just peel.
Yeah.
TC trying to hit this right in the pocket and lose both yellows. I'd really like if the shooter would stay in the house too.
Yep.
It needs to be almost simultaneous.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. 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 Yep.
Just curls a little too much, gets both but rolls off, and now
Yeah, thanks.
that does allow
This is
Farrell to
less.
draw
Okay,
underneath
I
again.
like it for me.
Yep, I do too.
So down to skip stones in the third end. Christine McMakin with 3 in the second.
4-2
They
on
lead
the
3-1.
team's last. We wanted to touch the 4 here. Be easy on the line because we've had to finish these. This is less.
Still looks like a pretty conservative
4-2
broom
then?
based on how much these rocks haven't been curling. They said they took a little less and that they may need to finish. See if they can get this to turn over.
Cora Farrell off the hack. And as we've been seeing, the out-turn draw.
Okay, line's good. Let it work a little bit. Yep, straight.
Little different path here.
Yes, straight.
Still looks to be pretty good.
Okay, whoa, whoa.
Curl.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, no, don't curl it, don't curl it.
Where?
Now that it's inside the edge of the 4-foot path, it's really turning over, and
Sit.
overburying, coming out into the open side.
Okay, it's okay. Good judge, guys.
And that rock's pretty much
That's
wide
14.
open through a small port.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe a
Yeah.
break
Edge.
line there,
Yep, looks good.
somewhere around the middle of the 8-foot, where if you start on that path, maybe just outside middle 8s, you get a good finish. But starting edge of 8 may run a little bit.
First stone for Tabitha Peterson.
And Tab electing to play for 2 and play the draw. Smart shot, decent chance of getting a skip's deuce if Tab can get this in.
Let's find out.
Easy, you got room.
Out-turn
Whoa,
draw.
whoa, whoa. Becca's rock. Becca's rock. Tap button. Line's okay. Still got room. It's really running, girls.
Kind of
It's
coasting
running.
a little bit, a little more
Always
rotation
Becca.
too.
It's really running.
Hasn't gotten
13-6.
into that path where it turns over yet, so
No, you're not on it. I think you gotta let it
that's
stop.
just going to go by, looks like. Just a little bit different path, little different throw. Yellow
That's
still
not the
shot
same ice
rock.
that we had?
It is.
Yeah. I'd like to be right there, yeah?
I didn't think Farrell quite got out to the broom on her first. It definitely looked like a different path
Okay, top
than
button
Tab's
here.
was
I
on,
wanna
even
be
though
on
the
center
broom was
line.
pretty similar.
Does she want to leave this
So,
in
a
front of
foot
those
less
stones or
here.
try and nestle it up in that pocket?
She's probably throwing right to the
This is
top of the
nice.
button and wants to bury it completely underneath that guard. If that yellow is still open through the port, then you really need this rock to be shot so they can't just play the open hit through the hole for 2.
So final stone from Cora Farrell for Team McMakin in this third inning.
Nice, yep.
Now the error needs to be over Barry.
Yep, need full 4, girls, full 4. Full 4.
Worst case, use the backing.
Keep looking.
Really nice line.
Full 4.
I want this just to get the top button on this line.
Set. Good.
That's really good. Just a hair deeper than they would have liked. If that sits another even 4 inches higher, that's dead perfect.
Yeah. I was thinking you just probably.
Still a
maybe
good
need
shot,
all the way
but
to it to tap? I don't think you can. If I'm to it.
Best Tab can do is a tap for 1.
I just would hate to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already sitting 2, I guess, so it doesn't really matter.
But I don't know if you can
But if we
score
do this
that way.
draw, we get second count.
Yeah. I think you probably just draw. I don't know how we score really.
Yep, I don't either. Same group?
Is there even a discussion here of a double to try and get 2?
There is no double.
No.
Not with those angles. The only way you can clear both yellow stones would be an angle run back, and way too much risk on that shot already down by 2. If you can get a point, you're still in pretty decent shape. And ended up in a really good spot. Tab just needs to try to tap this rock or come around the outside of it. Either way, I'm not sure which they ended up going with. We'll tell from the call.
It's an out-turn draw to try to pick up a point here in the third end.
Wait only. Sweep for T-line, girls.
Now this is just a draw to the side of the button, trying to get more of the button than that yellow stone.
Careful, it's kind of running.
Worst case, give 1.
14-6. Got to curl it, Becca. Full 4, girls. Full 4. Line's great.
Needs
Line's
to finish
great.
now.
Go, go,
Sweeper's
go, go,
trying
go.
to get it to the button. That's about the best they could do.
1 yellow.
Giving 1, so a really nice draw there from Cora Farrell. Sets up the steal, but a good throw by Tab to make sure it's not more than 1.
So 1 for Team McMakin means it's a 4-1 advantage as we move into the fourth end. And Warm Room Hero is the intuitive curling club software that takes the stress out of schedules, registrations, and more. Warm Room Hero, a platform built for curlers by curlers. So check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club today. Warm Room Hero at curling.club. Back at American Dream as we get set for the fourth end between Team McMakin against Team Peterson. A 4-1 advantage for McMakin. 2018 gold medal winner Tyler George. I'm Joe Tollison. Glad you've joined us this morning for Draw 5 in the Women's Curling National Championships. Peterson 3-1 record coming into this. McMakin 2-2.
Yeah, pretty tight.
I like the gold medal winner reference, Joe, because it's mysterious. You know, it doesn't say what it's for. It sounds like it could be like for a 4-H auction or something like that.
I'm apology if I left out Olympic.
No, I enjoy it because I think of all the things I could have won, you know? Just branch out in life. Maybe there's something ahead of me still.
Under. Yep.
I don't know what else I'm good at, though. I don't think I have much going forward.
Well, from all the Olympics I've covered, it's ingrained into me now.
Mine is
You are a
good.
gold medal winner. The IOC really does not like the term medalist.
Line's
I don't know. I mean, that
straight.
seems to be the most common term.
Straight! Hard! Hard! You gotta get it by! Hard! Okay, get the rub. All right.
end up with a pile of rocks out front already for both teams. That's good for Team Peterson with all these guards up. Plenty of options to go underneath. None of them on the center line either. One semi-center, just a little bit off the center line. So Peterson having Becca Hamlin go to the corners. And Joe, this is where they try to set up a big end indirectly. You know, not always going right to the center. Going under that corner guard. They're hoping they can make that count eventually. Nice throw by Becca. Good result.
So first stone coming up for Jenna Bercheski. Question for you, as they were walking away after that last stone played by Claire Moores, somebody said, oh, the handle was really lazy.
Yeah, that means that they just didn't spin the rock very much, and rocks tend to curl more the less that they're rotating. Seems counterintuitive, but the more a rock is spinning, the less it curls because there's less friction. It's not grabbing the surface of the ice as much. So the more rotation a rock has, the farther it carries, and the less it curls. So that's a good pickup there.
Okay.
I always kind of tended to throw a little bit of a lazy handle myself, but it was consistent.
I don't know if she like.
And you can see a little difference, too, in the two skips in this game, Tabitha Peterson, Cora Farrell. I wouldn't say that Tab throws a spinner, and I wouldn't say that Cora throws a lazy handle, but Tab definitely has more rotation. When you saw those draws coming down in the third end, Cora's got a nice finish on close to the same line, and Tab just kind of ran. There was definitely more rotation on Tab's throw, and that affected the amount of curl. So sometimes you have to pay really close attention to your opponent's throw, not just follow their broom, but say, did they throw with the same amount of rotation or the same positive release? And that's part of where you need to broom for your own players and knowing where you need to put the stick.
So Tara Peterson clears the guard but leaves the guard.
Close. Whoa. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Double peel attempt here from Jenna Bercheski.
Great.
That's really well done.
Okay.
Opens that red stone up. Tab will go right under the center, but it's a little bit of damage control
Yeah, I think that's good.
for McMakin with a 3-point lead. That stone will always be accessible for them.
I like it.
And second stone
6.
Back us,
Seems
rock.
out here a ways.
coming here from Tara Peterson.
Gotta go. Okay, go.
Tara just trying to get to top of the 8-foot somewhere in there. Needs to go for weight. Has to get paint no matter what. Is in the house. So sitting 2.
And now Claire McMakin. Her first.
Close. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Christine trying to play the hit and roll underneath here.
Oof. Okay.
He bruised a
sorry.
little bit with the sweep.
I had 9-5.
Cora apologized.
We might
Ran
be
a little
behind
bit
2
more
on
true than they
the
thought.
play.
Didn't curl up.
Just knows it then.
But still sticks around for shot rock. Tab's trying to keep things spread out right now.
Can we overroll?
They don't want to roll to a point where a freeze kills the end.
Still
You can
up,
roll
let's stand up.
wide.
Yeah, I think so.
You can roll all the way across to the back of the
Okay.
8-foot. If you do play the roll underneath, you're pretty much daring McMakin to play a freeze against a possible 3-point end.
And Corey Teesey.
Whoa.
That's her
Becca.
first go.
Becca.
And this a hit and roll.
Hamilton trying to get it to turn, just rolls a little bit. Probably one of the worst spots to
Same
leave it to
way.
allow a hit and roll for Farrell.
You talked about how yesterday the side of the ice was curling more, now it's running
This
more.
is a lot
How
less.
to me, it sounds like it's absolutely maddening that
Well, that's curling. It's changing all the time, and a lot of times every bit as important as the execution is who reads the conditions better. I don't see either side really curling more than the other one right now. They're both a little straight.
Curl! Curl!
Still enough curl to make shots.
Hard curl! Any roll, any roll.
Okay.
Again, that just
doesn't quite get there again.
Just really big.
Okay.
10.
What was my last one?
9-5.
Now the
Okay.
roll is a good opportunity for Peterson. This will be above the tee line. So no question, they'd love to get this underneath.
let's see if Corey Teesey can do that.
Smaller. Careful. No, no, no. Becca, Becca, you
Last
gotta
few
go.
stones have run
Really
pretty
gotta
straight.
Go, Becca. Hard. No, it's the whole way.
That's going to be nose too. And sometimes when you see enough of these in a row where
Showing
the rocks just aren't taking the turn that you expected from earlier in the week, you throw it to the sweepers. So if you over curl, fine, but give it a chance.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there for 10-5.
Yep, I like that. I like it.
Even
Throw it
if
on a
we
line where the
overroll,
sweepers
that's
might
not
have
bad.
to
I'm gonna
hold
say-
it,
I'm gonna
but
call
especially
aggressively
for
it.
tab on that shot, even if you roll all the way open to
Okay,
the
this
opposite
is-
side, it's
this is
better
for
than leaving it right
10-5.
where it is. So getting
Like,
more
to roll the
aggressive on
center.
that roll,
Yeah.
definitely the right way to go. And now another opportunity for Farrell. Really big shot here around skip stones. If they can get underneath, could be an end killer.
First of two in this end from Cora Farrell for Team McMakin.
Whoa! Close! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Whoa!
You see a little less rotation again on Cora's stones than the others.
Curl!
She should get more curl.
Roll it, roll it, go, 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 go!
That's really good. Nice shot by Farrell.
Trying to be above tee here.
And those of us that throw those quote unquote lazier handles can get those rocks to dance a
Yeah.
little bit more.
I think ideally we go here though, right?
Cora's a kindred spirit.
I'll be showing half. We do that. I mean, this is
Just
not
if you
easy.
don't make it and we leave a guard and then she sinks another one, could be a little dicey. Still have a chance for two if you make this.
Or
Like it?
what if I double peel?
She still just draws around again.
Then we might have a double. I don't know. I'm okay with this.
So out turn draw to the back of the forefoot is the call for tab. There's three options really for this shot. The shot they're playing, they could play the in turn around the corner guard to try to touch the side of the forefoot, which wouldn't leave a freeze. And McMakin would likely have to throw the same out turn that tab's playing right now, or play that run back, but then depending on where the guard ends up that you run in, you might not have a great opportunity for two anyways, and it's a higher difficulty shot. So tab electing the out turn.
Nice,
First stone
nice.
for Peterson of this fourth end.
I had it. I added.
All you right
Whoa.
now. Okay.
No, it's
you got
running.
room.
Looks really hot.
Yeah.
Just worried about it turning.
Are you hanging on to a piece of the four?
And still running. Hasn't started turning and can glide all the way at least to the back, maybe through. Does bite in the back.
Yep, I like it.
Now opportunity for
Here, but yeah.
Farrell to come in again.
Go there. I never want to touch our yellow. And I don't want to leave a double. It's better to be back here than up there.
I agree.
But let's put it here.
Yep. You got it. 13-2 on theirs.
Cora's content just to throw this
We had a
in the
3-2
back
on
of the
there, so
forefoot
back 12.
and let tab follow for her
Yeah,
one.
make sure we get past the top yellow because we never want to leave a double.
But ideally, they show half on the top of the button.
Okay.
That's going to make a score really tough for Peterson. It might even make her consider throwing the run double. It should be a double run double.
So a big stone here for Cora Farrell. And Team McMakin to really put some pressure on Tabitha Peterson.
Okay.
And you see the difference
Close for straight.
in that rotation on Farrell's throw.
Okay. You're okay.
Line's good.
Woo!
Line's good. Line's good. Girl.
Should start
Girl.
turning now.
Yep. Got to be really deep now. Yep.
Taking it all the way back to
Hey,
back
that's good.
4. Nothing wrong with that.
13-9? Yeah. Okay.
Good safe shot by Farrell.
What does it mean for Tabitha Peterson?
And she just got to follow. Exact same shot that Farrell just threw. Now she has a little bit of backing, so there's more margin for error than if this stopped on the top of the button. You would have had to get closer to the yellow stone, and Farrell said the last thing you want to do is touch their own or sit next to it and leave a double, because that'd be for 3. So she was never going to get anywhere near that rock in the top of the 8-foot top of 4s.
So last rock in the 4th for Tabitha Peterson as she tries to draw for 1.
Got a little room right now. Where? It's always Becca.
And
You
I don't
need the
like the
backing,
line
you
on
gotta
this
carve
one
it.
either.
You gotta carve it then.
It's not as heavy as the previous
Hard.
shot. It's a matter of how much it's going to turn over.
Hard. Go. One yellow.
And heavy again.
One yellow.
And ends up a steal of 1 for McMakin.
So 3 in the 2nd for McMakin, and then back-to-back steals to go up 5-1 as we move to the 5th.
Couldn't get back.
Back at American Dream in East Rutherford, New Jersey, side of the 2024 Men's and Women's USA Curling National Championships. And Christine McMakin, back-to-back steals to take a 5-1 advantage into this 5th end, and the first stone coming from Claire Moores.
Tight's great. Just tight. That's good. Curling now. Make sure we're at least tight. Can't overcurl here.
Yeah, this is going to be a guard,
Okay,
too, which
that's all right.
I'm sure Tab doesn't mind. I think that just came up
Out
short,
of
supposed to be in the
5/8.
house.
Let's try that way.
So we're seeing ice just a little bit straighter today than previous games, and
No.
I'm just cleaning it.
Sarah's rock.
Cora Farrell's
3.
Okay,
rotation
line's
on
okay.
her stone is getting her more
Coming down.
action. That hit and roll she played got a little more curl, and the draws both fed down a little more.
Little more space.
Tab's just kind of sticking that delivery the same way she normally does, but not adjusting the broom tighter. And these rocks are running. It's definitely the straightest we've seen so far this week, and that's an adjustment you have to make as a rock thrower and a skip for where you're brooming, and she's brooming herself.
When you can.
Second stone from Claire
Yeah,
Moores
gotta
for
let it
Team
work.
McMakin.
Can you curl now?
And I want to
now.
touch on that in a sec. Is
Go
this,
3/8. Bring
you
it
can
here.
go.
I'll try and bury it
Keep
behind
moving
that center
it. Keep
guard.
bringing it back. Go. Tuck a
Not
piece.
sure if it's going to get over or
Great
not.
sweeping.
It's
That's good.
just a little piece underneath.
3/8.
Nice weight from Claire.
We were talking between the ends, though, and you said that there's not much difference in the delivery, so to speak,
I don't know.
and,
Guessing a
and speed
14
and everything
because
between
6 and 8 even.
Cora Farrell and Tabitha Peterson.
Well, the delivery is the part that's different because it's the release of the stone.
Well, but the speed, I guess.
Yeah, they're not throwing much different paths, but the rocks are running differently because of the release. And Tab needs to tighten the brooms up for everybody with her squad, but specifically for herself, because the rocks just are running straight or carrying farther with more rotation and that positive release. So you can't really follow the path, the broom, the rotation that Farrell is throwing. The rocks are running completely different. So it's an adjustment that they need to make. I mean, we're in the 5th end of the game, and the scoreboard bears it out. I'm sure that if it gets to the break, that's going to be a discussion with Coach Kathy O.
Yeah. Bring it behind, straight.
But again, I mean, even watching Bercheski's rock coming down the sheet, I mean, that's probably
Keep going. Get it
3 rotations that rock has the entire way down, and then you see quite a bit more on most of Team Peterson's stones. You really just need to give these rocks a chance. Tighten the brooms up. Let your sweepers have them. If you end up missing narrow, you miss narrow. But when you're missing wide consistently, you need to make that adjustment.
When you say tighten the broom up, that's the spot to just account for less curl.
Well, I mean, where they're giving the reference point, where Tab is putting the broom down. Just take less broom for what you're playing.
Nice board. Maybe a little down.
Tara Peterson with the 6th stone of the end.
Tack. Yep. Hard. Stay on it. You gotta stay on it.
Love that stay under the center. Come out a little on the other side. That's a good shot by Tara.
Yeah, good sweep.
Good aggressive broom there from Tab.
Line is good. Top eight. Top eight is good.
Running. Easy.
Second stone from Jenna Bercheski.
Top eight. On the line. Line is good. Straight. Yeah, get it here. Full 8 foot. Has to be full 8.
Love to get this all the way to the 8s.
You really gotta go.
Even if it came out the other side a little to protect that bump. Not a bad spot. Even another couple inches would have been perfect. Still a pretty good result. Not much of that red rock accessible.
Run the guard.
Yeah, I just was wondering if we want to run it in or just straight peel.
I think it's better to run it at this point. Or like,
I think we want to run it in. Yeah, but can I run the guard into the side?
And I think you do need to run it in.
Okay.
Get some rocks moving around. The angles aren't playing out real well. Could be yellow, red, yellow here.
And the delivery from Tara Peterson.
Yeah, this one a little on the wide side. Just going to get the guard. See what happens with the corner here.
that's bad luck.
Sticks on that rock in the back quadrant.
Okay.
As Corey said, bad luck. Thought maybe they could get that one out too and bring the red rock underneath the corner guard into play.
Now Cora Farrell just wants to have Christine McMakin replace that guard.
Right here.
Plenty of
Place it
weight on this
here.
guard.
Whoa,
Definitely
let it
going to be
work.
tight.
Place it here. Just put it here. Okay,
Let
on
it
its
work.
own. Needs to stop.
Really want this to stop and not make this run easy.
All right, guys.
That sucked.
Yeah, that's not a good result there, unless it,
awful.
I don't know if it drags or not. Or just about.
I don't really
Well,
have.
it definitely
I
drags,
like
no
a
matter
sliver
where it
of the
drags
red.
to.
Okay, but I think the double jams.
Do you want to come look at
Yeah,
it?
might have been really unlucky there
I mean,
for
it might go through
Peterson.
Here, but it's not exactly a large port. And And the stagger might help us. If we can get this under the stagger and roll.
I don't like leaving this here is my only thought.
Yeah, but it's a stagger. I
But
don't
their
love it
shot.
either. Well, that's why.
Huh?
You don't think you can hit that into there?
I have like just a piece. I do too.
So do
I
you
think
wanna
if
just
we
do
make this,
I'm just worried the double we're gonna get rid of one of our own. So why don't we just hit that
I kind of
one?
think so too.
Huh?
I think it might. Yeah, I don't know if it clips it.
Well,
For
do you want
right.
to risk it?
I thought so too. I think it's closer to hitting that.
I think it could hit both either of them.
Right. I still just don't love leaving it. Is my only thought.
They can't seem to decide if they like having that stagger up there or not. I agree with Corey. I don't like those the way they are.
So in a situation like
Okay,
this,
what kind of weight?
Tabitha
I just don't wanna
Peterson's
make a
at
shot
what
for them
point,
by playing the double and it jams.
for lack of a better term, does she say, I'm
It
the boss,
looks-
this is what we're doing, or how much do you have to say, this is what your teammate's
Okay, what do you
comfortable
like?
doing?
What
Yeah,
kind of weight are you
they're
thinking
just
of
trying to
playing
figure out
Okay.
We could play more.
where they're
just
going to
think
go
it's
if they
probably going
move
onto
these.
that,
Like,
right? Just straight
where is it
line.
going to catch that red stone if they hit it? Is it just going to
I
jam
still like getting
on
rid
the
of
center
these,
one? Is it going to go through the
but if you
hole?
really
Is it
don't
going
like it, I'm
to hit
okay
the
with
first
this.
red and then go to the other red?
So,
I
You
just
could
think
play
it's
this
jams. We
soft
don't
just to
think it
move
is.
them around. You
I
don't
don't
need to
think
hammer
so.
it.
as long
Is
as we
it-
hit it right,
Is it nose to not jam? Okay, we can try. Do you like a 9?
you think it's nose, Becca?
Or do you like 8-5?
Pretty close.
It looks like they're going for the 2 at the top.
8-5?
You heard 9 or 8-5. I was thinking
Inside?
9-9-5, and then
Yeah.
at least if it does catch
Yeah.
the red, it doesn't have enough weight to lose the side red too. It sounds like 8-5, so firm weight. This should be interesting to see where these end up. There's only a tiny bit of separation, so there's going to be drag effect if you hit anywhere nose or inside.
Let's see what Corey Teese can do right here.
I think it may end up catching,
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
yeah, just like that to both reds, but does move that yellow back, so even though you lost your own red, it's not a terrible result.
Right here.
And
Okay.
you get shot out of it.
Light's okay, I think, right? What? I don't think so. I think light is okay.
Yeah, just really unlucky there for Peterson with that guard coming deep but still angling right to that double jam. If that bumps a little bit, it's a nose hit to lose both and maybe setting up a possible 3 or 4.
Room needs to come up. No bounce here. No bounce. Make sure we're full fort. Straight.
Line's really good for the
Straight.
freeze right now.
Straight. Hard. Okay. Pretty good, yeah. Good call.
Right to the nose. That's pretty good.
What? Yeah.
Excellent touch from McMakin.
We're shot, but our rings are very small. So I don't
Yeah.
know if we want to try doing that.
Yeah, that was
And that term
But I don't
rings
wanna
are pretty
spill this
small,
out too
meaning there's
bad, do we?
no scoring space right now for Peterson. They're sitting 1, but
Or we could kind of tap it here.
they're not sure where 2 or 3 is coming from with how these yellows are set up. Peterson down to 18 minutes right now.
Try something like this.
Do we ever lose our
Definitely
red with the run?
behind on time.
could.
Still 3 shots to go, and
Still
talking
too
about
far.
this
That's
one
what I'm
too.
worried about.
Yeah.
And
That
Joe,
just-
in the past with Peterson's team, this has been an issue for them with game flow.
I don't mind the angle
When the
of that,
conversations
but
are going on for a long time, the indecisiveness,
And if you
it's
just
not
do
just
that-
about running the clock. It's about
We can use
there's
it.
no real
Okay.
I just am
pace to
worried-
their game.
Yeah.
The longer you wait to throw these shots,
I
the
don't
less
mind that
rhythm the
rock right
team
here.
has.
Let's try that.
They're at their best when they're playing a little
Or
bit
you can-
quicker.
I mean, Corey, you could try this too, but this is
And just to
kinda
give you an
how
idea,
it's
under
now.
17:30
I don't
on
know.
the clock
I like the
now,
outcome of this
and
one better.
Christine McMakin at 24:48.
Yeah, there's a reason. Obviously, McMakin's playing a lot
Sure.
more simple shots with the lead.
Okay.
But still, this was the case early before they'd pulled away, that there's just long conversations here for Team Peterson. And you kind of get a little cold then, too, just to tighten up a little bit the more you're standing around. TC trying to play the in-off, but ends up right on the nose. And we're trying to come off that into that rock in the top of the forefoot and make the double. Instead, just replaces it.
We're leaving them another.
So now Skip Stone's in the 5th.
Higher than?
Yeah, I like that, I think. I mean, no matter what, we're going to leave them.
This is their best shot for 2,
so
though,
do
right?
we play it? I don't think so. I don't think we do. But, I mean, you can.
It's then you might do
Can they
that
nudge that
and
shot
still
stone
have
back a little
something.
bit?
So I
They
think
don't
this
want to
is
move
good.
anything right now.
This is.
They're happy with the way these are set up, so they're trying to protect things.
Yeah, the only risk is you might do that,
Yeah.
and you know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think any guard on this side is pretty good.
Yeah, so I think this ice here is safe for that.
Okay.
So just throwing a guard in that hole, they think that the in-off with the yellow stone on the tee line
You like
is
that?
Peterson's best way of trying to score more than one. So they're taking this entire side of the ice away. They don't think that there's much of an angle with the in-off on the other side that's dangerous for them.
So content to concede one here and move on to the 6th with the hammer.
They'd love to give one. That'd be a great situation for them. Are we positive who shot rock here too?
4-7. That sounds good.
We'll take a good look after this throw and see.
It looked like it was Peterson was shot. But now Cora Farrell.
Either team scoring one is great for McMakin right now, so it's really immaterial for them. Sounds as though that Peterson is shot.
Justin, my broom.
You can go now.
Curl now. We gotta get over the line.
Curl.
Yep, hard.
You have to curl.
Hard.
Looks like it should get there.
You're good. Good sweep, guys. Good judge.
No in-off available there now.
Try this. Just move that a little bit. It's very flat, but I like it. I don't see anything else.
Yeah, Peterson definitely
Yes.
shot rock.
Yep. Like firm peel.
There is a look at that clock, now running under 17 minutes.
That's my only worry, but yeah.
Very likely by the time this end is over that Peterson will be over 5 minutes under, or over pace, I should say, for the second half of the game. So in-off for Tab, really flat, trying to have this go straight sideways to move that other red or yellow stone in the back of the button.
Good.
And does sit, looks like 2 for red.
1-2.
Yeah,
Yep.
very nice shot there.
Goodness.
Could probably
Let her
pick
draw
that
the side
off,
of the
though.
pin,
There's a good
or
piece
hit
of
this
that
one maybe
open.
For 2.
I'd be surprised if they
So,
don't
Yeah,
just try to
I
kill
think that's
that.
way easier than
red stone.
that, but
What weight do you like for that? Maybe board?
Now taking a look at it.
What
do you
were
like that or do
thinking?
you like the run? Which one do you
I
think
just
is easier?
don't want to like open it up.
Okay.
I'd be
Yeah.
very hesitant to play anything opening
No.
this up and moving those rocks around.
You like board
If you
here,
clear
Jenna?
this red, it's a very tough
Board.
shot for 2.
Just
Just
don't
have
wanna
to
do the
make
same thing.
contact with it.
Big roll.
I think that should be good for 11-5.
I like it.
We did see movement in the first end.
And up by 4 is given 2 into the world.
No, it's not bad at all. But I mean, it's a really difficult shot for 2 if
Right.
they move this. Tab would have to probably draw the side of
Okay,
the
I'm
button
going
on that same
11-5.
line to
We
get the
want
second
to roll
point.
as far into the 8 foot as we can to not leave the same shot.
So heard 11-5. Right around backboard weight. Maybe a little less. Right between board and hack. Just need to make contact with this back red. Touching the back of the button.
Final stone from Cora Farrell in this 5th end.
Whoa. Yes.
This is going to turn.
Yeah. Hard.
Gotta go. Don't want to wreck. Just touches the guard. Just a little late on the sweep there. Got to be by first. Now, is there a way in for three somewhere?
Is there a way in for three, or do you risk taking the one lane two and pushing it back?
Well, depends on what you're looking at. They're looking at the corner guards.
I think it's really hard. It's really hard. You have a little bit of like kind of a catcher's mitt. I mean, you can kind of hit this one a little bit.
And there is a long either run or tap on this corner.
Looks a little tight ice to me.
You can use the rock in the back of the button for yellow.
A little more. Little more.
High degree of difficulty here, but worth the risk, down by 4. And because where that yellow corner guard is, it's kind of protecting against taking your own out. So very low probability of hurting yourself with this shot because of where those rocks are positioned. About the only way you can hurt yourself is just papering by the rock, the yellow rock in the top of the 4s and touching the number 1 counter, but very unlikely. So definitely worth the risk of playing.
Last rock of the 5th for Tab Peterson, and as Corey Tesey said, we have a little catcher's mitt right here. Let's see if she can hit it.
Yep. Whoa, 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 Tara. Close. No.
Just about hack weight with this.
Hard.
Yeah, just going to hang out too much. Not sure it even had the weight to push it in for another counter. But it is 2.
So pulling 2 back, but still trailing 5-3 as we will move into the 6th inning with Team McMakin in front. And it's time for the mid-game break, brought to you by Broom Fitters, where you'll find a full selection of curling brooms, shoes, and equipment, along with unique curling apparel, gifts, and more. Visit broomfitters.com for good curling gear. Back at American Dream, mid-game break with Christine McMakin up on Tabitha Peterson 5-3. Peterson just getting 2 in the 5th. Elsewhere, Elizabeth Cousins leading Kim Rime 3-2. Sarah Anderson up on Miranda Shield 5-4. Joe Tollison with 2018 Olympic gold medal winner, Tyler George.
Well, that's where I won that thing. That's right.
So mid-game break, what if in this particular junction with what we've seen through 5 ends, what were the discussions for each team?
I think for Team McMakin's side, we're 1 shot away from being up 3 at the break with. Just barely click that guard. Doesn't change anything about your approach. Get stones in the house, keep things open, keep executing, keep good pace the way they have been. You see they still have 22 minutes on their clock. And for Team Peterson, if I'm Kathy O, I'm saying we're only down 2. Got the 2 back. We feel we're the better team, but we need to make adjustments on where we're brooming for these shots with the ice being a hair straighter. Give the sweepers a chance. Give these rocks a chance. And I think they threw a few better in that 5th end and got a little more execution. But really, yeah, you have to make adjustments for the conditions.
2.5.
Play to the ice.
Weight's nice.
Put a few good ends together and a lot of game to go.
2.5.
And Becca Hamilton gets us going here in the 6th.
This rock gliding a little bit.
Sit down.
Needs to stop.
Sit.
Real close. John Landsteiner, it's always quicker at the break. And does slide into the rings, so exactly what we've seen in the last few games. These rocks continuing to glide into the rings at the start of the 6th.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. Yes.
Easy decision for Farrell.
Yes.
Yep. Claire Moores will dispatch said rock.
Hoping for maybe a bonus, getting a spin on, but hangs out. Nothing wrong with that for McMakin's end of things, though.
And Becca Hamilton already with her delivery because time is of the essence for the remainder of this match for Team Peterson.
This one looks really tight, too, and sweepers walking behind it, hoping it hits the brakes.
Got the same time. Team 1.
Got the exact same time, they said, so.
Down.
Just ends up short this time. Difference of half a foot. Good enough.
Second from Claire Moores.
Line is good.
This will be a corner guard.
Is better.
No, just coming around the center.
T. It needs to work. T. Running. Where? T.
Very important shot for the end, trying to take position.
Yeah,
but
we're
this,
behind there, though. Yep.
this gliding,
Go.
going to be behind the T line.
There, actually. 3-5.
Same thing, that one going a little deeper
right.
and into the back of the 8-foot.
You like the one?
Apologies, she put it so far out. The way the ice has been running, I didn't think they'd be able to get it back. So now Tara Peterson.
Weight's nice. One. Weight on lead.
Just calling a 1, so getting aggressive
It's
with
really running, you guys. This line is really fast. It's nice.
second center up, but yeah, now they're saying it's running, and this line's gliding quite a
Good,
bit,
Tara.
but that's an adjustment you expect going in. If you're surprised by the fact that it's a little quicker at the start of the 6th end, then you haven't been paying attention to curling for the last few decades. But that does stop short of the other stone. Good shot from Tara.
Right off.
Whoa, back one.
This
Curl.
one really wide out of hand.
Okay.
Goes by both.
Sorry. Thought we had
Blows it
something.
through.
Thanks.
And maybe in a little opening now for Team Peterson. 2 centers and a rock in the back. It could be a catcher.
I was going to say, so by throwing that through, how does that change strategy here for Tab Peterson?
Well, if there's only one guard up, they may be replacing it with the second center again. Now with two, easy call to go around right to the top of the 4-foot, top of the button.
6. Whoa. 6.
It's still gliding too.
Pretty good. Still back go, Becca.
Now started to turn over. Hamilton trying to finish. Perfectly done by Tara. Really good shot.
Nice throw. 14-2.
You're looking at the double peel now, probably. Okay. All right, here we go. Have to roll your way, Claire.
Now Jenna Bercheski, her second. I'm talking about a double peel.
Yeah, they'd love to get both reds moving if they can. This one a little wide out of hand too.
Straight peel is okay.
Watch the jam over
Just
there.
getting the top one.
Good toss.
See if this jams on the side.
Okay.
That's good.
Almost spun that one into the rings too.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
So quick replace here for Tab. Good time to bank some time.
Line's a little tighter. Whoa, line's
Kind of
fine.
felt there to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Looks heavy.
Like this, maybe a 1.5. Keep some distance between the guards, but this is probably going a little past that.
Great judge.
Just about a 2. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good spot. Dead lined up. And that line, Joe, really important because any double peel that you make has to be really close to hitting the nose of the stone so the shooter
Good try, just
stays in that area.
Okay.
If they're staggered, you can slash and the shooter rolls off no matter what and opens things up. So they are going to try to still move both these reds, but the shooter's going to have to stay pretty close to nose to make contact with both.
Whoa.
And it's Christine McMakin.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
And just ends up being the single peel again. And rinse
That's
repeat
fine.
here for Peterson is exactly what they want. They'd be happy to do this twice more and then maybe throw one in on their last.
Yeah, I gave it a little bit.
Hey, line's good. Kind of running.
Right where the previous one was would be great.
No.
No deeper than that.
Stay close.
Sweeper's just
Good judge.
taking the walk with it. Enjoy the show. Almost identical to the previous shot. Dead lined up again. Good job by TC.
Okay.
Peterson looks like they're getting a little bit of a rhythm
Top
going
it.
now.
Yeah. Okay.
Tide maybe turning a little bit. McMakin actually electing to come in here with third, second stone. Really important shot. Needs to nestle right up to that rock in the top of the 4
Let
foot.
it work.
Not deep. Make sure
Let it
we're
work.
not deep.
Let
Well
it work.
then.
Curl.
Now looking like it's
3-6.
going around that stone
Curl,
on the top of
curl.
the forest.
Curl. Hard curl.
Hard. Hard. Go, 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 go.
No. Okay.
That sucks. Yeah.
Ends up getting shot, but
Yeah, tap it a bit.
pretty
that.
open.
Like back 8.
Yeah, kind of that. Those weights that I threw. And
Just talking about playing a tap
Yeah.
on this rock. You really got to get a lot of that or that yellow stone though
Want
to
a little
not
less?
bounce open if you're going to tap, and that's the danger here for Peterson.
Yeah, like
I
that.
thought almost they'd play a hit and roll away a little bit.
just kind of want to get to nose and tap it
You
back.
don't want to tap it very far, but you want to be shot.
Just above T. So we're thinking like
But
back
if this
8 weight.
hangs a little and taps and rolls open, that gives McMakin a chance to play off of that bump and roll underneath.
So Tabitha Peterson,
No.
her first of the 6th.
Yeah. Whoa. Close. Yeah. Hard. Hard, Tara.
It's really curling now.
Whoa. Yep. You gotta get by that
Taps their own stone instead. Not sure who's shot rock, but
Okay, you want to tap now?
looks to be red.
A shot.
I think McMakin can get to that rock on the intern side, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that.
Okay. I don't think you have to throw quite that much, but if you see the ice for that, I see it. Yeah. Okay. We see some curl here. I like I like back line.
Maybe there. Do you like it?
I think so.
With back
This
12s?
looks.
So trying for that stone at the side of the button.
I think this looks good. I'm thinking this looks maybe
They're just
close to
throwing maybe
max,
back
but
fours
I
to
like
move
it
that
for you.
stone. I'd say
You
back
like a little
8's
less?
what you
Yeah,
need to move
back
it off
12
the
here.
button.
Okay.
They can sit 2. If they just move it a foot, they don't want to clear it. They
throwing
want
back
that rock to
12
be
here.
behind their own
We
still.
want to get at least to nose.
If she does make this, Tab will have the outturn tap
sure we
into the
get by
pocket of
everything,
the
of
2
course.
yellow
What
stones
is
to try to get
back
out of the
12 here?
end. Maybe still get a steal.
I had a 3-6
So
on
the stone for
Christine's.
Christine McMakin. So they just need nose.
Cora would like to get to as much of this red stone as they can. As close to nose as possible.
And Cora Farrell throwing skip stones for Christine McMakin's team.
Close. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Close. Close. Straight. Straight. Yes. Whoa. Curl. Straight. Whoa. Curl. Hard curl. Hard. Hard. Right to it. Go, go, go. Okay. Good.
Does sit 2 now, but
Hit that a little harder than she wanted.
Tap it.
yeah, it's 2 options now. You could slash and try to kill both yellows and sit 2,
Yeah.
or tap the red into the pocket.
You think you can just tap it on a hair high?
Maybe a little thin to play the slash.
Like just
Tap
a little
is
more
probably
weight
the
than what
shot.
you just threw? Ooh, it's pretty thin. I mean, this is essentially the same line, right?
I know, but I have to move this.
Right,
Because tapping it to here is no good.
right.
And I just don't know if we can get the right angle with how much I can see. That's
How
what
much does she have here? Okay.
slash is
Oh, but if it ever does this.
They'd really like to
No
play the
good.
slash if they can. It's just really
like?
thin.
Still kind of thinking.
It
it's
seems
tap.
like Tabitha
So
Peterson
it's a
almost
bit more weight
favoring
than
the
what you just
slash.
threw. It curled.
Well, she likes
And
it
you
because
can
she'd
just-
sit 2.
Kiss this one a little bit.
And tapping these at the wrong angles could set up a shot for 2 or
I mean,
3.
what's our best bet of stealing?
It's so thin, Tara.
It's very
The clock's
And
still
if you
running
ever
too now
do
at
this,
13:20.
It's really not good.
pretty thin
She has a hit
too.
for 4.
At what point do they get really concerned?
Well, their biggest concern right now is
Yeah, we
scoring,
could
or
do that.
trying
I just-
to.
we can't, like,
But
do
you,
that.
you need to figure this shot out. It's important to take the time to know
Right,
exactly what you
so
want
a
to
little
do.
more weight than what you just threw.
You don't
Would like
really
the same
start
ice?
thinking about it
Yeah.
too much until you get to the last few ends. But I mean, if you get under 13 minutes here with 4 ends to play, you already know you're playing the pretty good pace, about 3-minute ends
Yeah,
the
it's
rest of the way out.
Yep.
And here's the last rock of the 6th for Tab Peterson.
Where's the
She
weight?
is playing that outturn tap, trying to get shot rock.
Whoa. Close. Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
sweepers think it needs to go for weight too.
Hard. Go, Tara. Hard. Come on, you gotta go.
And it's over curling again. So all the misses running wide, they definitely are
Foot over there.
tightening things up, as we said, but
Do you want
just
to come up to this?
not
You can come up to that.
getting
can
on a
come up to
track
it.
Yep.
Do you think that's
that the rock will run. Once you get closer to the center line,
It's a more
those
smoother
rocks
drop
will
path for
curl.
sure.
I think we'd probably go there then.
Okay.
And I'm just going to throw T-line
Okay.
to top 4.
Yep.
Heard Cora Farrell there, T-line or top 4.
and there's nothing touching 4 foot
All
for
right, we can
Peterson,
come up to
so
that yellow. We can touch it. to get.
All they need to do is, you hear
I
from
wanna throw
Cora, if they get
top
to nose of
4
their
to
own stone, that's
T9.
good enough to get shot. So it's just a
So-
draw for 3.
Like 6 feet last on this path.
An opportunity to go up 8-3
Like a
after
14
6
then.
ends.
Okay.
Christine McMakin in the hack and ready for last rock of the 6th end. And an in-turn draw for what could be another big number.
Stay with it.
Curl. Trap. It's just got
Sweepers think it's
Okay, whoa,
fairly
whoa, whoa.
close. It's turning
Just
over.
down to it. It's got to be down to it. Yep. I think you both got to go. Yep.
Make sure!
Yes! Hard! Go! Okay.
Oh,
Just
sweepers
not
leave
gonna
it
get
short. Wow. They could sweep that at any point in that shot just to make sure it's there. That's just a misread and a big one. That point could loom large later. Great throw by Farrell.
We'll find out. Instead of 3, they'll settle for 2, but still go up in this one 7-3 as we head to the 7th end.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Back in American Dream, draw 5 of the Women's National Championships, and Christine McMakin up 7-3 over reigning national champions Tabitha Peterson. And Peterson with the hammer in this 7th end. And Claire Moore's delivering the first stone.
Line is really
Back 4.
top 4.
I'm sure
Better.
McMakin happy with a 4-point lead.
Let it
and
work,
looked
let
like
it
Peterson was in great
Okay.
position to steal virtually the
On
entire
its
end.
own.
It's trying.
All right.
We're behind the team
But-
line, though,
Okay.
for sure.
I think both
I haven't
teams
thought
unhappy
lead.
Yeah,
after
so
the,
do I.
the finish of that end, as it definitely looked like a
Yep.
pretty straightforward
that's
draw
all
for
right,
3
Claire.
that was
Claire.
made by Cora Farrell that stopped short, and for Peterson looking like they thought they were going to
It's a good tripping
steal for
hazard.
3/4 of that end. Ends up giving up a 2 anyways. You see Claire Moore's rock going right to the back of the 12-foot.
Line's good. Take a look. It's not really
And Becca
curling.
Hamilton immediately throwing her corner guard now with 12:33 left on their clock.
It's close.
Okay. Yep. You're right. Keep it coming. You're right.
Over on sheet B, Miranda Shield with 2 in the 5th and steals 2 in the 6th.
Good.
Now leading Sarah Anderson
Nice.
6-5 after 6 ends of play.
Line's
Sheet
good.
D, Delaney Strauss with 2 in the 6th and leads 7-3 over Rachel Workin.
Top 4.
Only
Elizabeth
for
Cousins a
weight.
steal of 1 in the 6th to go up 4-2 on
Running a
Kim
bit.
Rhyme.
It's running still.
Yeah,
Second
we're
stone
back
from
four.
Claire
Back
Moore's.
3-7.
Back 8.
So it's running again.
Sit. Okay.
Okay.
And neither of those stones any concern at all for Peterson, so if anything they help as rocks that could be catchers or something that could be jammed on later in the end. So this is the start that
We gotta let it.
Peterson's looking for. If you're going to set up a
There on its
3-point
own.
end, you can use
Like
all of
where?
your shots
Is
to
it short?
play, to
2.5.
attack and play offensively
Yeah.
with those stones
Good.
going to the back of the house.
Good, Becca. Nice.
This rock's a little bit close together for Peterson's liking, but 2 corners from Becca Hamilton.
And 5th stone of the end coming from Jenna Bercheski.
Okay.
Call for top 8.
Just kidding. I don't know why I said that. Top 8. Yeah. Oh, I was right. That was quite a slip.
Trust yourself, Christine. You were right all along.
Go, go, go.
That was supposed to be a tight guard and ends up being
All right, that works.
Okay.
into the top 8s. Now Tab will go right under the corners.
I like it. 6. Rock. 6, 7. Yeah, the weight's there. Corey's rock. Right. 7.
Tara Peterson, the intern,
7.
draw.
Weight's nice. It's Corey's rock. It's dying. 14-3.
Line should be good, just need to carry it on that line to bury. You want to get this deeper yet because you may end up stacking a couple under those corners. That's a good shot by Tara Peterson. If Farrell's not able to clear both these stones, then
Right here.
there could be another one coming under
Do you
the
like
corner
firm?
again.
I don't think we care right now.
I'm just calling firm as opposed to peel.
Roll to center's good.
Thinking they want to roll to the center. And this is where, Joe, you start to get a little bit too cute. You're up by 4. The double peel is your main objective, but they're thinking they can roll to the center.
Dig, 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 dig. Dig, dig, dig.
This is just going to be nose instead. Does clear both corners, but leaves the shooter.
Get out. Get out.
Okay.
And that one's going to stay on the paint, too, so
14-3 on your last.
big break there for Peterson, but that comes from playing to try to roll center with a little less than peel weight instead of just trying to kill stones.
6, 7. Hey, line's the similar weight. Yep. Similar weight. Weight only. Weight only.
Now, as we mentioned, going back underneath the corner guard, and all of a sudden 3 red rocks in the house, and it looks like 2 of them are going to be completely buried. That's a really good pair there from Peterson. Perfectly done.
Rolled a bit more. How much do you
This
have
end
here?
getting very interesting.
Probably enough for the run.
How much do you have enough for the run? So none.
It's just that that's a
I
high
like that
two.
one. I might
Okay.
steal that. I might steal that one.
And peel's no good?
I don't mind it.
Okay. Like the run and roll to center is fine.
Again, talking about these rolls with where the shooter's going to end up,
Yeah.
you really
be
just
right here.
got to concern yourself with making the run,
Peel.
making the
Okay.
peel, whatever. You don't need guards in play. You're playing kill at this point.
Outturn.
If you make the run, it ends up
Yeah,
being a
okay.
center guard, fine, but don't worry about where the shooter's ending up. Make the
Hard
shot
roll.
you're playing, kill the red stones.
And Christine McMakin.
Hard for the peel.
Hard.
Hard for the peel. Hard.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
That one
All
ends
right.
up
Terrible slide.
narrow and just peels on the inside. So no guards in play, but 3 reds in the house. Tab's thinking she wants at least one more guard first.
And that responsibility will fall to Corey Teesey.
Easy.
Just a mid
Line's
guard,
okay.
a 2 would be good. Interested to see if this guard is made,
Easy.
if Farrell will have them play the run with a red rock to 2 reds. That's a good guard from TC.
I think I like this.
Yeah. Yep.
Like normal out here.
I like this call.
Yeah.
Stay away from the big end if you
Yep.
can. If you can roll this into the 8 foot, it's still going to be hard to make those both those reds count over there. The one full 8's maybe a little bit easier. I think Tab was hoping that maybe they'd try that run again.
So Christine McMakin trying for a hit and roll.
Now this is going
Hard
backwards.
to not jam! Hard!
Okay.
Does miss the back ones, but rolls out.
This way?
So I think you might see a hit and roll away from Peterson.
That's third.
Could also freeze to that back one in the back of the 8-foot too, which I think
The back one's third.
I mean, eventually
might
I
be
wanna
the
make
best
a double,
option.
So I don't know if we need to play the hit and roll.
We do this, hit and roll out.
Or we could do this.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
thinking
thinking
about
hitting.
stacking there too, but
That was what I was
haven't
thinking.
really looked at that freeze on the rock in the back of the
Hit and
8-foot
roll.
yet.
Okay.
This is a tailor-made 3-point end right now for Peterson if they can execute.
Close, Becca. Yep. Whoa. Close. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Yep, you gotta go!
Hard. Hard.
You don't want to hit this on the nose. And now there's a, they make the double, but there's a double opportunity right back for McMakin off this top one.
The tolerance is thin.
So as much as they
Yeah,
like clearing those
yeah.
two, that's not the spot you want to leave that red stone.
Like normal?
Okay, yeah.
Normal or firm?
I was thinking firm, but I like normal if you like normal.
There is even
I
a
don't mind
triple
firm.
too if you fire this.
Like
Come
8-5.
off that right into the pocket of those two reds. I think
Like
they're just
that.
playing to
I
get
think
two
so.
of them though.
It's quite thin. Right. That looks good.
Okay, I'm throwing 8-5
Is that the
here.
discussion of normal and firm? Or would it need to be heavier than that even?
Well,
for
it's
your
are we
triple?
playing the roll or are we playing the double?
Okay.
If you're playing normal or firm. I'm in kill mode right now if I'm so I think you got to
Okay,
play
I'm
at
throwing
least
8-5
firm.
here.
This should be peel for me.
Cora Farrell, another look at the situation at the other end of the sheet, now into the hack. And her first stone of the 7th end.
Yes! Yeah!
Curling hard though.
Hard! Get out. Okay. Okay. That's all right.
Ooh, it's,
Two.
we'll see if they're still sitting two. Stone is still second count.
End, right? I mean, are we okay with? We're good with 3.
I think three's pretty good. We want to freeze down.
Right. So that would mean going open, right? Just make sure we're T or better. Well, T-line, I think.
Yeah.
Here?
Or even back 8, so there's no roll. I think we got to be back 8.
Okay.
Just drawing open side. They want to be at least T.
Back 8. T-line's okay, but back 8's better.
Under 11 minutes now on the clock. Tabitha Peterson.
You want this rock to be the #1 counter here too.
Line's nice. All you. Back 8, girls. All you.
Hard, ladies!
Tara, come on.
Yep!
Hard, dig, Tara. Come on. You need a piece of the 8-foot.
Sweepers really got to go
Hard,
to get
Tara,
this
come on.
there.
You got it. You got it. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Go, go, go. Come on, just get it
And they
in.
don't want to leave a double back again, even if it does get to the paint, but that's not going to get there.
How much do you have here?
That's frustrating for Peterson.
That works.
Had this end set up perfectly for 3. Now maybe a
Nothing?
way out again for
Of this
Farrell.
one?
Okay.
You can come around with hack
like
weight
what
with
you
the
like.
intern.
I mean,
Play the
half's
yellow
what you
into the
gotta
red and
hit,
spin
like,
in front of it
rush
and
lightly
have
enough
the
that you
shooter
can make
roll
it
into
go,
the 8-foot
but
maybe.
I'm all in on the freeze too if you like that.
Do you like this, Jenna?
Christine McMakin saying she's all in on the freeze as well.
Make it.
Are
I
you
don't
all in
mind
on
it.
the freeze?
Half. Okay. Should be like there.
And they think they can see enough on the outside to maybe make the double on the two reds
I think that's good for
coming
heel.
around the outside of the corner guard.
I like it.
I think when she gets to the hack, she's not going to see nearly as much as she thinks she can. If you kill one red stone, it's still not bad, but let's see if she still likes the double once she looks at it from here.
Half a rock.
Yeah, still thinks she can see enough, so she's playing the double.
Well, it could have been 3 for Team Peterson. Cora Farrell now trying to force to a 1. See if she can do it.
Whoa. Close, yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Really fired this one.
Come on. Okay. Yeah.
Oof,
Seems like
only catches a tiny piece.
Okay.
Now a draw for 3 anyways for Team Peterson. I come back to that intern hack weight on that yellow. They don't think they can see much of it, but if you catch any piece of it, your worst case is giving up 2, and that shooter still rolls in. But it will be a draw for 3.
Last rock of the 7th for Tab Peterson to close to within a point.
Mine's nice. Need a piece of the 8. Gotta be 8-foot. Curling early. Hard back.
This one not heavy
All right, girls,
either.
Come on, you got it. Back. Keep dragging
Need
it.
to
Come on,
touch
you
the
got it.
8-foot.
You got it.
I think they
Almost
should be able to get this one
Almost
there.
Great sweep. Great
Good sweep by
Good.
Hamilton and
3.
Tara Peterson for that 3rd point. Back in the ball game.
And it is 3 red. 8th end coming up. Christine McMakin with the hammer and a 1-point advantage. It is 7-6. Steve's Curling Supplies, America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years, is proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, Steve's has all of the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. Right now, save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USA Curling 10 at checkout. That's USA Curling 10. So go to stevescurling.com for all of your curling needs. Back at American Dream, heading into the 8th end. And Christine McMakin seemingly in control, but all of a sudden back into a 1-point game after 3 in the 7th from Tabitha Peterson. And it is 7-6 with the first stone coming from Becca Hamilton.
That rock just crosses the center. Don't think it's on the center line, but McMakin's still electing to go around instead of playing the tick. Claire Moore's the intern draw.
Top 8 is great. Top 8. Line's good.
Top 4.
Running a bit.
Top 4. Back 8.
We're over curve.
7th end, a battle of attrition at the end there.
She had before. Make sure we have space back here.
Peterson
Yep.
gets their 3 by virtue of
3-5.
really the front end play,
Okay.
getting things set up. Those 2 stones that ended up scoring
What do you
under the
think?
corner guard
You
were
like another
both from
guard?
second Tara Peterson. And the reason they were able to use those corners, really with no fear of having to chase in the middle, was Those 2 stones going deep early from McMakin with Claire Moore's. So no stones that they really had to chase at any point.
6. Weight's nice.
They were playing offense that entire end, and
4. 5, 6.
that's where those threes come from.
Take a look. Just full 4.
6.
It's really curling.
Yeah, the weight's nice.
It's got to sit. No. No.
Okay, good, Becca.
Hamlin comes into the top of the 4s, peeks out a little bit on the outside of the guard.
As Tyler mentioned, Claire Moore's put her 2 deep
Where?
in the 7th end.
You're killing it. Where are we? Okay, curl side, curl. Go ahead. Yep, keep it going. 15, you gotta go. You gotta go, get it on, keep it going. Keep it going, every inch, Christine, hard. Okay.
That ends
15.
up short. I heard 15 for hog to hog. That's definitely short, and those are staggered a little bit again on the guards. Green light for Team Peterson again.
And it is Tara Peterson.
1. 1.5.
Okay, it's got a curl.
Weight's nice. 2. Just a little deeper.
Just playing a guard
down,
here.
1.5.
Thought maybe they'd come in, but
Curl.
they want to make Farrell waste a few stones first.
Really good, Tara.
And the high center guard.
Nice placement from Tara. Tara's really picked things up here in the second half of this game, winning the battle at her position.
Right here.
And the team definitely follows her energy too. Those that know Tara, there's never a lack of that. It's a reason she's a standout at our charity event in Duluth every year she comes.
Oh shit, she threw the wrong turn.
Whoa.
Now Jenna Bercheski.
Curl. Curl. Come on. Any roll. Okay.
Clears 2 reds, leaves the shooter up there.
I don't think that was right.
Again, the plus side of lining those guards up the way that they have straight on each other is that's the only way you can lose both unless you throw a ton of weight, is to hit very close to nose on those guards.
Line good, right here.
Second stone from Tara Peterson.
Yep, a little further, ladies.
And try to set up another guard right at the top of the house.
Right.
Gets to the center line. Now with the way they're staggered, if they want to run those guards, they could get
I like that.
all 3 of them moving, and maybe even a bonus with that yellow tight guard shooting back onto the one on the top of the 4s. Looks like they're just going to play this one first on the center line. That's the most dangerous guard. So slashing the red over the top of the yellow and hoping that that yellow goes back into the red on the top of the 4s.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
And here it is
Whoa.
from Jenna Bercheski.
Okay.
And only gets 1.
Just got a little jumpy there.
Do you hear
Swept
time on
early
Tara's
and
at all?
backed that rock out.
But it's nice here, right?
So replacing the guard again. Eventually, maybe come down and stack another one in the top of the 4-foot on their own.
Line's good.
Corey Teesey's first.
Line's good. Take a look. It looks pretty close. Yep. Right here. Yep, stay on it.
I want this one to curl a little more than the last one, and does. That's really good position there from TC. No slash run in this time. Now if they want to clear those rocks, they have to start with the top yellow one.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I see it this way, but. Okay. I have a big half.
A hack here. This is top four.
I don't feel like this is giving us a lot. Like, I feel like
It's like they're playing the intern tap. They don't want to chase those guards
we need to
anymore.
move the red?
Yeah, I'd like to move it out of the four.
Do you think hack is enough then?
I don't mind board.
Okay. All right, 11-5.
I thought I heard 11-5 with this, meaning that they're trying to play the yellow into the red and move it, not just a straight tap.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, yeah.
It's a little dangerous to play that much weight at this shot because it makes it all or nothing.
And from Christine McMakin, I don't think he's going to get over it.
Catches a piece and goes by, and that's the danger of playing that much weight at that. Ended up being about hack somewhere in there.
Like that?
Instead of just a tap,
Oh, we got another one in there.
where you don't really need to go to the red. Very close to being made perfectly,
So
though, too.
14-2? Yeah.
And now with 3 guards up there, this is the time to come into the house for Corey Teesey.
And she will do this with an
Leave
out-turn
it a little
draw.
bit. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Line's really good. Oh, I got room. Where?
Waiting for this to turn so they can finish if they need to. Weight's all there already, though.
Let it sit. Let it sit. Okay, that's fine.
Settles into the back of the fours, touching the button for shot rock. Sitting 2.
Strap time, no.
Okay.
This goes here, but I don't mind that.
Okay.
Took a few ends, Tyler, but they seem to have made the adjustments to figure out the ice here in the 8th.
Okay, too.
They're getting a lot better results, more out of their shots. And turning the tide so that Team McMakin has been chasing after front end stones too. That's made a big difference.
Whoa, whoa.
And the final stone from Christine McMakin here in the 8th.
Curl. Okay.
Again, a lot of weight
Okay.
for that shot too. Playing
Just pop
run
it
instead
really
of
hard.
tap.
Well, this is almost wide open now. I think we just have to straight guard that, right?
So to skip stones, and you can hear
But they have a double right now.
they want to place a guard.
Well, they're talking about that there is a double
And
right
it's
now,
tough.
but
It
as
is
Becca's
tough.
saying,
It's
if you
tough.
come right to the top of the button and
Tough button.
overbury a hair, then that double's not there. That's exactly where you need to be. Becca very emphatically came in there. Every once in a while, front enders, you got to come down and say, nope, we got it. Do this. Let's go. I like that from Becca there, and that's absolutely the right call.
Yeah. Would you clean it?
May have seen that from another Hamilton a few times in my life.
So first skip stone of the 8th end, it comes from Tabitha Peterson.
Line's nice. Hold
Now,
on.
8:56 on their
Right here.
clock, so
Line's really good. Where?
played a good,
Line's really good. All you.
solid pace the last couple ends,
Line's
not nearly
good.
as short on time as they were.
Line's perfect. Always, Tara.
So they really want this to come all the way into the fours and even overbury a little bit,
Hard, Tara. Come on. Hard. Go, go, go,
a
go.
little
go, go, go.
farther.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So here.
I like that spot a lot.
Like it a lot.
You're now
Thinking like a
forcing McMakin into the draw against a pile of points, and Cora needs to make this on her first one. It may not be there again on the second. Yeah, if that rock carries another foot on that exact same line, this draw becomes that much tougher.
Top button here. we were thinking. I had a 4.7 on hers. T-line here.
Team McMakin up by a point here in the 8th end, and now Cora Farrell with her first stone of the end. Trying to see if she can preserve the advantage for her team.
Big ad. It was a big ad.
Well, then.
Out turn draw.
Whoa.
Just gliding right now.
She said it was a big ad.
Down to this one?
Yeah, definitely looks like she
Okay. We don't
curl?
gave a
we
little
don't
too
have
much on the end. There's really not much they can do with this either for the sweepers. They can't turn it over. They don't want it to carry any farther. They do get third count. Yeah, it's all systems go for Tab coming right in again now.
The right weight, it'll be, yeah.
And how much is that stone that Cora Farrell just played help Tabitha Peterson?
It doesn't really help
No?
or hurt
Okay.
on the angle they're playing. If Tab came back to that stone, it would actually make Farrell's last easier because it's more backing. So if there's a miss on this shot, it's short. You definitely don't
Okay.
want to be deep. But Tab, yeah, trying to come right to the top of the fours, top of the lid.
And here comes her last rock of the 8th end.
Really spun this one too, even more than what we've seen for some previous
You got
draws.
room. It's running like it's hot.
Yeah, it just looked like that positive pop on the release. That's about the worst spot she could put that, considering right on the back of the button. It just cannot throw that one deep. You got to give it to the sweepers. And right out of the release, you could see the way that rock was spinning is just
Like there, just there then. Make sure we get
going
up
to
the
carry
center
that much
line.
farther.
Yeah, almost, yeah. Yep.
So frustrating. It's a 1.5 feet shorter on the same line, and it's a great shot, and instead now it's backing for
Okay, make sure we get to the
Cora
T-line
Farrell. Not an
here.
easy shot still, but
Slight-
now you can use that red for a
Make
stopper
sure
instead
we
of a
are at
clean
least
draw.
to it and on the face of it. So that was a slow kick.
Not an easy shot, but
Yeah. I'll come out with a
Easier.
better kick here.
for Cora Farrell with her last rock. They need to draw for
4-2
one.
to 4-3.
Off the hack. Out turn draw, and it just comes down to
Whoa.
execution.
Whoa.
Right off.
Curl.
This is out wide right now and needs to turn.
No.
Oh boy. This is nowhere near that pile as now. Just fired this one. That's through the house weight. That's a danger on that shot, Joe, that you have backing, so you throw weight for backing, but put the broom down for the clean draw. Doesn't curl, goes right by.
And it is a steal of 3 for Tabitha Peterson, and now 9-7 going into the 9th end. And Warm Room Hero is the intuitive curling club software that takes the stress out of schedules, registrations, and more. Warm Room Hero is a platform built for curlers by curlers. Check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club today. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. Back in American Dream, leads for Elizabeth Cousins, Sarah Anderson, Delaney Strauss, and what was a 5-1 advantage for Christine McMakin after 4 ends is now 9-7 in favor of Tabitha Peterson as we start the 9th. A steal of 3 in that 8th end.
Just a lack of execution for Team McMakin, basically that entire end.
Put it here.
It started again from beginning stones and chasing, but never could make that double peel, never could open things up, and then 2 chances at the intern tap, both of them overthrown with too much weight, and then 2 chances at the out-turn draw, and same thing. I mean, it's not hard to see where those points come from when the end comes down that way. Unfortunate for McMakin after playing such a strong first 6 ends of this game, really.
Might have to curl it a bit. Yep,
Second
curl
stone
it,
here from
curl
Becca
it,
Hamilton.
Yep.
They already have one
Yep. Hard. Line's getting good. Keep going. Keep going.
at the back of the button.
Yes. Hard. Really good, Becca. Nice.
And a nice center guard here, right on the line.
All right, here we go, Claire. Yep. There's 6 feet more here.
Curling no different than any other sport too, Joe, with when the good team starts putting pressure on, you can see the walls is closing in. Now the time clock's no problem really for Peterson at this point.
Curl if you can.
8:26 to go. Pace is right on for what they need for the last couple of ends. It shows you how easy it is to actually play to the pace that you should when you focus on it. And it's not the first time this week we've said when a team is behind on clock and started playing faster, they started playing better.
You can see enough of it. I like it. Yeah. Just
And that's always the case for this squad with Tab Peterson. When things slow down and the game becomes a slog, that's where they struggle. But when they're getting in the hack, playing with rhythm,
a little up.
this is where they're at their best.
5th rock of the end comes from Tara Peterson.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Stay on it. Roll it this way for you. Gotta roll it.
Trying to bring it right in on that.
Nice shot from Tara. I really think, Joe, she's been the difference in turning this game around. I don't know if she's missed a shot since the break. Really good rock placement, good energy, keeping the team moving. For Becca Hamilton, good energy, some big sweeps, and again, that last end being emphatic about here's what we want to do. Sometimes those front enders got to keep the back end in line.
I was going to say, it's like we saw yesterday as well, and it's the front end that's starting to make a difference here. Their play compared to the front end with Team McMakin.
Yeah, and it's leading by energy, leading by example, and by execution too. You know, when somebody really picks things up the way that they have,
Curl a lot.
it's contagious even if you don't realize it. That's energy by osmosis, execution, same thing. And it can go the opposite way too, which we've kind of seen for Cora Farrell's squad, that the execution really hasn't been there for the front end. And then not only are they playing tougher shots for the back end, but that same energy of, uh-oh, this is starting to turn against us.
I like that.
You can feel that in the back of your mind as back end players, and you got to be mentally strong to overcome that. And too, so we've got to hold this lead. We've been the better team for the entire game. And now still this game isn't over. Down 2 in the 9th. Got to at least find your 2. Get yourself back in this.
I like it.
Tara Peterson with her 2nd.
It's okay. 6, 7. Line's good. Weight's nice.
6, exactly where they want to be. This is on a nice path again.
6. Line. Weight's good. 3, 9.
No broadcaster jinx this time. Nicely done again by Tara.
Is it buried behind that center guard? So what option does it leave here for Jenna Bercheski?
Jenna coming down, following on that out-turn path. Maybe trying to just tap that red that Peterson just threw.
No line right now.
Sit right in front of them right now. That looks like maybe freeze weight.
No bounce. Not bouncing.
Might see a guard if freezes right on it.
Oh, I thought we were going to the back one.
No, we weren't. Okay, that's
Taps
fine.
off, but not a bad spot. Hard to get to inside and not jam on something.
I can. I like freezing on the inside, yeah. Okay, so 14-2.
Freeze to the pocket now for Corey Teesey. And even with 7:35 left and no concern about clock, you can tell they're still playing quicker
Whoa, I got a little more room
because it's what they've been doing the last 3-4 ends, and it's helping their execution.
Line's okay. Line's okay. Line's good now. 4-1.
His brains just get in the way sometimes. Just get in the hack and throw the rock.
Good. Fine.
And really well done by TC there too. Good angles for Team Peterson here.
Okay.
Dang it.
Lineup change mid-season by Team McMakin. Flip-flopped Christine McMakin and Cora Farrell. And Farrell calling the house,
I think we want to move these.
throwing from
I
the
agree.
skip position.
Like bump this one out to here
Okay.
and stay on the high side here.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Do you like hack weights?
That was what I was seeing.
12.5. I like it.
Yeah. 12-5. We're gonna try and.
Sarah Anderson with
Bump
2
some
in the
stuff
8th
around.
end to take the lead back on Miranda Shield, now 7-6.
12-5 was what.
Shield with hammer down by a point in the 9th.
First stone here, the 9th for Christine McMakin. And it seems, Tyler, just that red stone at the top of the 4 is what they want to try and tap out of there.
Well, they want to change the angles. They're not moving anything probably out of the house unless they think that second one spills. But mostly they just need to move these reds around. They want to hit this on the high side.
Hard, Jenna! Come on,
And it's
hard!
curling the nose.
Okay,
That did nothing.
that
Moves
was
the yellow
down.
back.
I had 12.5.
Hit it now. Their shot. Their shot. Yeah, can we
Yellow's
hit it?
shot stone.
Do you think if we hit that?
So what does this mean for Corey Teesey?
Well, you can get rid of both yellows right now with big weight. You hit that
I have almost all of this
rock
top
that was
yellow,
just thrown
and we hit it on that
a
side.
hair high.
I think I like
Yeah.
it.
Red
I like
goes
it.
into yellow, yellow goes into red and
Yeah.
spills
Yellow,
off.
I think just hit half to 3/4. I think we probably hit what I can see, right? Yeah. As much as I can
But
see
I
as
think
possible.
if you're a little high, it's okay. It should still clip this. I don't think it'll. Yeah.
Don't you think?
It would be.
Yeah, they're close enough together.
There might not be a ton of action on that shot rock. You can get it out of count and may or may not go out of the house, depending on how much of this top yellow you can hit. Other option would be to guard with them only sitting 1. It's tough to get in there for a second counter right now. With only 3 rocks left, but playing kill mode.
No,
And here it comes from Corey Teesey.
Becca,
This
Becca,
is
Becca.
really wide out of
Becca,
hand.
Becca, you gotta go, Becca.
Spills the yellow to the side of the 12-foot. So catching it wide, a good result. Sitting 4.
And really putting the pressure on
Like bumping
Christine
this.
McMakin and Cora
Yeah.
Farrell to get more than 1 in this end.
Do you like that?
Wall of red stones in the front. Need to move that one on the center line to have any chance of scoring 2.
Back line.
Okay, so same weight. I don't know what that
And you don't need to roll under if this red stone
Okay.
is in the back of the 4-foot. Still plays into a jam. I think they're just playing back line and trying to get cross the red in the top of the 4s just a little bit.
And
Not
here
going
it
to be
comes from,
shot.
here it comes from Christine
Whoa.
McMakin.
Curl! You need to curl.
Well, that's it. We've heard that a lot this morning.
Curl!
Will it curl now? That's the question.
Hard! Roll it,
Hit about a half rock on the outside and roll right over with the other, and now all those reds stacked under the center guard.
She could still make this freeze. True. Right? So maybe we want to show half a
Yeah.
rock? I think so. Right on the center line is pretty good. Yeah. We don't really want it too high, but
So in prevention mode now for Tab. Look at, say, where is their out? Where do they score? And that would be the freeze. So still coming into the house, not throwing a guard, but taking that draw path away.
So like 8 foot, 4 foot.
We made a big deal about the time throughout this game, Tyler, and you look at the other ones, and other games are in the ninth end, and everybody has less time than Tabitha Peterson now.
It does tend to happen that way, where you're so concerned about time that you play with that pace and all of a sudden look up and say, well, now it's not a problem anymore.
Line's nice.
And first stone from Tabitha Peterson here in the ninth.
Hey, go then. Yes, go
Tab trying to get to top 8.
Okay, whoa. Just leave it.
I want to tuck a corner, but no more.
Leave it. Yeah, just leave it. Leave it.
Just going to be short, so they're going to leave it as a center guard instead.
Is that so bad?
It's not a bad result, no. That freeze is going to be tough at this angle still.
I had a 4-9 on that one.
Okay.
Do you like that ice?
I think so. Yeah, that looks good.
What are you thinking for T-line?
A 14.
So are there any options here for Cora Farrell to get 2?
You're going to need a miss to get 2. And their scoring space is so small, remember.
Okay, let's place this on the T-line.
So they get to T. Even if she makes this perfectly, in order to get a second point, you still have to outcount those reds.
Right.
And there isn't really any spot for that. So
Too heavy on the kick, right?
if this is made, I mean,
Better kick here.
maybe there's an angle run in with those 2 yellows to get some of the reds moving. But first you have to make this freeze, otherwise it's a moot point.
Okay, line's nice.
And Cora Farrell with her first of the ninth. And just needs to draw it in.
We've seen Cora heavy with a couple draws last few ends. This one
No, we have nothing.
gliding again too.
I didn't know it was that heavy. 13.
That's going right by.
And there will not be 2 for Team McMakin in the ninth.
Okay.
The hole. Throw this.
So really, she only has
I think so.
the draw that she just threw,
Block
or
the hole. What does she have?
the double tap on those 2 corners.
Yeah, that's what.
Haven't seen this much this week, but it looks like a guard here for the final stone.
It's always a good thing if you're guarding and you're sitting 3 or 4, which looks like it is 4 now.
Yeah.
So they're going to switch to the intern side to throw this guard. And essentially, I think the only shot that Farrell will have is that double tap on those 2 yellows, the corner guards, which is lined up right to where they need to go, but extremely difficult shot. And only for 1.
Similar, right?
And Tabitha Peterson with her last rock of the ninth end.
Line's good.
If they can get this to a tight guard, it takes that tap away too. So they want this
Hey, easy.
as tight as they
Easy.
can,
Better
but
to stop now.
yeah, now it's over curling, so they're just going to let it die.
Yep. Close.
So
That's
I
good.
believe they will play that tap on the 2 yellows. And we talked earlier, Joe, about that draw for 3 in the 6th end from McMakin coming up short.
Just a little.
Farrell threw a perfect
like it's a
stone.
little
They could have
high.
swept it basically at any point and came up
Do you wanna
6
throw way
inches
down
short.
or just
That point is looming very large
like
right
forward?
now.
It's really close to
over on
You've been saying this is very
Rocks and
difficult
it's gonna
to
kinda fudgy.
tap the high stone, run it into the next, and see if you can get it.
You think
get
it
the
looks
shot.
difficult?
How
Yeah.
I mean, like,
An 11.
if you had to
I
handicap it,
definitely
what
don't
kind
see
of percentage are we looking at?
I mean, if I'm saying how many times out of 10 you make something like this, 2,
Okay.
that'd be probably
A generous game?
yeah, I think so. And that's for just about anybody too. That's
Right.
not, you know, if I went down and threw it, I'd give myself maybe 1 out of 10 right now. So the good thing is the angle plays well for it. They don't have to play, you know, to cross and chip or anything like that. If you hit it on the nose of the stone, that's about the angle you need to make the tap.
We saw Tab's hack waiter.
And
out
these
here,
shots,
too,
Joe,
and
are
it
actually
ran really
easier
straight, and they were
when you
able to
have
hold
another rock lining it up the way it is. If it was just one stone
11.
that they were tapping, it actually makes the shot tougher.
Right.
Because these being closer together, there's a little larger spot on the high stone you can hit. It gives you a little more margin for error than if it was just a single tap.
I was about to ask how much margin of error they have.
It's a little more because of the second stone. So it's probably about a almost board weight shot because you can use the red for a stopper too, so you always want to make sure you have enough here.
Cora Farrell off the hack. Out turn. There needs to try and run a stone to give them shot.
Whoa.
Key point in this game right here.
Whoa.
Not sure it has enough weight right now. Has to get there too. I just didn't have enough to get it there anyways. That's when you need to err on the heavy side with those stoppers. So it is a steal of 3, and that's probably handshakes now. At least 3. They're looking for a 4th point. And if it's close and they can't tell, if I'm Peterson, I probably just say 3 and kick it out because it's already game. And tab say it's yellow.
Okay. So steal of 3 to make it 12-7. And that's it. Wow.
3 consecutive threes. Don't see that all that often, especially trailing to that point.
Yeah, trailing 5-1 after 4. And then Tabitha Peterson turns it around by putting up 11 points in the next 5 ends.
And that's the mark of a champion, too. They're the defending national champions, the Olympic team for a reason. Backs up against the wall when they played their best. Again, I'll go back to that energy and shot making from Tara Peterson coming out of the break. She was near flawless in the second half, and you could see the way she drove the team. Keep moving, keep making shots. And Becca Hamilton, same thing, some big sweeps, some good input. Front end brought some energy, kind of picked the back end up, and then they all 4 had all systems going the last couple ends. You can see that from the scoreboard.
Elsewhere, over on sheet A, it is Cousins and Rhyme, and they are level at 6 as they are at the 10th end, and Elizabeth Cousins holding the hammer there. And Sarah Anderson trailing Miranda Scheel 8-7 in the 10th, but Anderson with the hammer. And over on sheet D, it is Delaney Strauss leading Rachel Workin 8-5 as they play the 10th with Workin holding the hammer. But on sheet C, our feature match, come from behind win for Tabitha Peterson over Christine McMakin, 12-7. Peterson goes to 4-1, and we will be back at 2 Eastern, 1 Central. We'll get our first look on our feature sheet of this championship from reigning men's national champion John Schuster as he goes up against Ethan Sampson. For Tyler George and our entire crew, I'm Joe Tollison. Join us again, 2 Eastern, 1 Central for John Schuster against Ethan Sampson as we have draw 5 on the men's side of this USA Curling National Championship.